what we're talking about.
Yeah, which is not much.
Which is really not much. Okay. Oh, wait. I should turn my captions on. Captions Twitch. If I can find it. Yeah, okay, here. Okay, that's Knitting podcast. I don't know if it alerted people that I was live on your stream, and if it did, it might have been early. I'm not sure. Okay, I guess I'll ping.
Okay, I pinged. I have all my stuff. I need to open my list of things. Q1 knitting.
Knitting projects. With okay. Wow, it's kind of weird to have my headphones on but no music. Like it's so I can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, also
I guess
well
we
maybe
could have
this
like
is
lo-fi.
Oh. It's fine. Yeah, also hi S. I literally got my
Let me open your chat.
my new mouse today.
Oh, it's
but
pretty. Oh my gosh.
I like grabbed the package and I was like, I need to eat and get ready for this. Like I don't have time to set this up, but old mouse?
Setup is
New mouse?
very easy. Oh my gosh, wait. It looks, we have like the little thing.
Yeah.
Chrysanthemum Move +1.
What?
On the sidebar. It's just like the guest star thing is working.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh nice. Okay, well my sidebar's not updated. So or / there might be too many people above us, so I can't see. Oh my god, thank you for the 29 months. I don't have my alerts on, but I saw the message. But yeah, we'll match. Our mice will match. Oh my god, Surfy.
Okay, pop out the chat.
Okay. Oh, your stream can't hear us yet. I said hi to Surfy too early.
Am I where? I don't even know. I have too many windows.
I know. I have so many.
Oh, my ads are done. Okay.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Hello, stream.
Oh, like.
Can you hear us?
Oh, it's still a starting soon screen. Yeah, it's because I don't have a starting soon screen.
Yes.
I'm not fancy enough for that.
I just had to run ads. Okay. There are too many windows.
It should be up now
to manage. Nerf alerts are off is not the name of the podcast.
Okay, literally like 15 minutes ago. Oh my god, the streaming together thing. Okay.
Wait, can you hear us though, by the way?
That's a good question. I guess we'll wait until someone responds. I don't know what the audio balance is too.
Yeah, I have no idea. Because I can't. Oh, I can control your volume, but you're all the way. You're at 100%. But I can't control. I'm muted.
Oh, that's funny. I can control volume.
My mic should.
I think yours might be a little louder than me. Okay, well, nobody said anything on my stream, but according to my mixer, you should be able to hear both of us. So, both of you find on Chris' stream just have audio on the one right now. Oh, yeah. If you just have audio on one stream, that's also less confusing.
Testing.
I approve.
I don't see my thing.
Oh, do you have to like re-put in the audio source? Sometimes like I have to re-add it, like go back into the settings.
Hi, Allie. Sorry. Hi, Allie. Also, hi, everybody.
Hi, it says hi, everyone.
Hi, Allie. Oh.
Hi, sir.
Hold. Yeah, we're working.
Guest star is interesting. So Oat is not Oat. Like all of the camera views on Oat's screen.
Testing.
Can you hear Oat?
Testing.
My all through guest star, but then I have my camera on. Anyway, whatever. It's fine. It's working. We're doing different methods.
Hi, Allie. So do I just have to add my mic?
So it's not lighting up. So if you go to like settings,
no, I don't think so.
Like settings,
which settings?
Settings and
Properties?
OBS, and then audio is the thing on the right source. Sometimes mine's like red, and I have to like re-add it. I also just froze on your stream.
Yeah, mine has been freezing.
Oh yeah,
somewhat.
okay. It also froze on my stream. Okay, now it's back.
Testing.
I'm like waving
testing,
my arm to see.
Testing. My mic should be like you just have your mic in the guest star output, right? Or do you have your mic separately?
No, I have my mic on the OBS scene.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then guest star I think is so that you can hear it. It's been freezing. I recommend.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. I'm changing scenes rapidly. Yeah, I don't know if so anyways, we're trialing guest star. Oh, you can't hear me. Okay,
3 years.
please hold.
Oh, Oat says we're trialing guest star. I
So,
do see that we're
yeah.
frozen on Oat stream.
Bear with us.
Yeah. Bear with us. Bears. See, almost 3 years. That's so wild. Yeah, I also missed my 3-year stream anniversary. So yeah. Allie says bear. Thief, I hope you're doing well though.
Okay. Hello?
You stream sometimes.
Oat stream? Anyone? Mod check?
Mod check?
I think we're potentially frozen.
Yeah, I see that frozen on your screen. On my Twitch output, it looks okay.
Well, chat is fine. I feel like the audio should be coming through. I don't understand why this is happening.
Yeah, me neither. Your stream fine still. Well, this is why we both went live, right?
Yeah, but can you hear me? My stream.
Oh my god, GG Serp on being first.
Please. Less frozen now, okay. But can you hear me?
Yeah, yours is good
Anyone,
now.
but you have this one muted. Anyone, can someone unmute the stream, please?
Anyone?
Yes. Okay, Nerf. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Okay. So we're trialing guest star. So, and I'm using it in Firefox, which is like even more beta-y than
Chrome. I'm using it Chrome.
Yeah, the Chrome one. So it's like a little not great, but we wanted to try it out. So here we are.
Yeah, because supposedly it's in beta, but yeah, so this is what I meant. Like my chat is covering me, but that's okay. It's just me.
No, we're beta males.
Yeah. I hear Oat and see Oat, and I hear Chris and I see Chris. Okay, that's perfect. That's what we need. Yippee. If we have at least one of our streams functioning, that is the goal here. To beta. So true.
Yeah. Also, I said hi to everybody, but I was muted, everybody. So
I don't think I said hi to Isong.
Hi everybody.
I don't know if I said hi to Nerf. Hi Nerf.
Oh, Nerf, I said that's not the name of the podcast. Okay.
Oh, right. Yeah. So like maybe 30 minutes ago, it was like, we never decided on a name. And I was like, we're just not going to have a name, I guess. Yeah. For now.
It's just TBD knitting podcast.
Yeah. I like Nitty Gritty, but I didn't have time to like check to see if someone already like took it. And then obviously like the punny ones. Honestly, I really liked Isog's Night Who Says Knitting or whatever the Monty Python reference. The Nights Who Say Knit. There we go. Okay. Because I thought that was funny, but also I just saw Spam-A-Lot while I was in New York, which is a musical based off of, or like kind of takes from Monty Python. So I thought that was funny. Untitled Knitting Podcast, I think, is also, basically what it is. Good source of fiber.
True. Although there's already like pretty, well, I mean, large for the knitting community, but there's High Fiber Knits. Yeah. That's a knitting podcast.
Yeah.
So I did like Hollow Knits.
That one.
I thought that was cute. And then we could have, it could be like sort of Hollow Knight themed, I guess.
Yeah. My grub. You can barely see it. My grubby. Yeah, big thing that I want to try to do also is like actually look at the camera when I'm speaking.
Mm,
Because I've watched so many podcasts and it drives me nuts when people don't look at the camera. So,
yeah. Okay, that's a good thing. I'll look at the camera when I'm talking, but
oh, and don't
that's
ask where I got it from. Yeah,
I'm
that was like the
feeling
first
like
idea we had.
I'm feeling very like exposed. You're seeing like a different view of my office, and then
Mhm.
like the light is in here, and the window's open, and I'm like you can like see
You're being
details.
perceived. Oh,
I'm being
perceived.
perceived. Yeah.
Hi,
Hi, Bjorto.
Bjorto. Sophie, come
um,
through. Yeah. Well, I
yeah.
guess.
Should we start?
Do we intro? Okay, the other thing we were
We
trying to figure
could
out is
intro.
like, do we upload this on YouTube as well and make it more
True,
like a
true.
podcast, or should
Yeah.
we keep it very much like just like the live, easygoing Twitch format? But
Mhm.
I think at least we can attempt, and then if it doesn't go
Yeah.
well, it doesn't go well.
We're trying it out.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. Okay.
I feel
Well,
like we're in
welcome.
comms together, and I'm like, oh, you
Oh my
start.
gosh. Okay, and then you count down the runners.
Yeah, exactly.
Welcome to our knitting podcast. So this is like I haven't seen a knitting podcast on Twitch, but I haven't really looked very hard, but like knitting podcast, if you say that term on YouTube, what that usually involves and what this one will involve is we're going to talk to you about what we've been knitting. So we'll start with the things that we've finished, and this is over Q1 of 2024, so the first 3 months of the year. We'll start with what we finished, then we'll move on to what we're working on currently, and then we'll talk about yarn we've acquired, and details on projects and things. So yeah, this is like, I guess, experimental. We're kind of like trying it out and seeing how it goes. Oh my gosh, Texas.
Hi, Staxis. Yeah, and so like when I'm cropping it for, or when I'm gonna attempt to crop it for YouTube, I don't know. I feel like we should try to like complete our sentences and then reply to chat so that I can attempt
Okay,
to.
okay.
Anyway,
Yeah,
hi,
yeah,
Staxis. Thank you for the raid. Me and Oat are attempting a knitting podcast. I hope your runs went well. I can't believe you're streaming when I can't watch, which is very, very sad.
true.
Um, but should we introduce ourselves?
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Oh, GG world record.
Oh my gosh,
Um,
GG.
does that mean I should be waiting for specific topics before just saying things at all? No, I don't think so. I still want to keep
Mm,
it like
yeah,
very much Twitch
casual.
live, like
Mm-hmm,
we're talking to
mm-hmm.
chat. It's just for us specifically, like a lot of times I'll like just reply to chat in the middle of saying a sentence. And I think
Yep.
perhaps we should,
Imagine not finishing your
yeah,
sentence.
reel that back just so that maybe
I'll do my best.
possibly we can grab it. Yeah. But like literally this is still just like chat as usual. It's just me personally. Like I think Mika is so good at like finishing her thought before
Yes.
keeping going.
Yeah.
I'm not. So, yeah,
Same.
derail every topic if you want. But yeah. So as a little bit of introduction, oh god, which name should we use?
I don't
Um
know. I've been thinking about that.
yeah. Well, I'm just going to go with Twitch name cuz it's literally right here.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
hi, I'm Chrysanthemum. I use she, her pronouns. I've been knitting since 2020, like the very end of 2020, basically 2021. So I think it's, wait, is that right? I don't know, 2 or 3 years. Okay. I like knitting. I really like making sweaters. I actually started with crochet. And I do still enjoy crocheting. It's just I'm kind of in like I want to make a bunch of garments phase, and I prefer knitted garments. And yeah, I mean, also I mostly stream Hollow Knight on Twitch, as we met. So yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Chris.
Hi.
Yeah, I'm Oatmeal One. Most people call me Oat. I've been knitting about a year, I think. Like technically more than a year, but also like I knit a scarf while I had COVID, and then I didn't knit for like a few months after that. So, it's been about a year. And yeah, I'm like trying to be in my garments phase. But I have mostly knit socks so far. So, I have a few of those to show off today. But yeah, I've been really liking knitting since I picked it up. It's a lot of fun. It's like better for me than being on my phone, I feel like. But yeah, and then Chris and I know each other, like she mentioned, through playing Hollow Knight on Twitch, which is usually what I mostly stream. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I think we got through the intros.
Yeah.
Nice. Hi Hunt, hi Nicole.
Hi Hunt, hi Nicole.
Yeah, we're trying something new. We'll see how it goes. Hope y'all are
We'll
doing
see.
well.
Do you want to talk about what you're wearing?
Oh, yeah. So I put on one of the first, this is I think my second knit cardigan. I love cardigans. But this is like my first one that I feel like my first one I made was like to more like learn, and this one was like I want it to be good.
Mhm.
So this is a balloon cardigan.
It's so cute.
Thank you. I knit it with Big Little Yarn Co. DK in I think it was Wisteria, which like I every time I wear this, I'm just like, wow, this is absolutely like one of my favorite yarns still.
Yeah, it's so
After
pretty.
I have so much yarn, and we'll show acquisitions at the end. Like I just keep getting more, but this is still just one of my favorite colors. Yeah, I don't know. I love it. I do think that it could be benefited by short rows because it falls off my shoulders a lot. So I actually like if I'm wearing it out, I feel like this needs to be buttoned or else like just keeps falling off. But I like it. I definitely want to make more just like DK weight cardigans with like no fluff or anything because I feel like it makes it more wearable. Remember when I said I was going to talk to the camera? Okay, I'll try starting now. But yeah.
Cute. Is it a like what is the button band?
Oh,
what is the construction?
It is a 1x1 rib button band that you knit as you're knitting the garment, which
that's nice.
So nice.
Yeah, that's really nice.
You don't have to like pick up any stitches at the end or whatever. Yeah, it's great.
That's fine. Cool. I'm technically wearing some hand knit socks, but I'm not gonna show you my feet. So, but just for the occasion. Yeah. So you have like way more finished objects than I do. I think I just have 2.
Okay, I can start. I will say, I think like only 2 of them were started this year. Everything else was started last year. So yeah.
Okay.
But I will start with socks. Okay, that's a lie. 3 of them were started this year, I think. So I guess one of them were my boucle socks. Also none of these are clean. I have been wearing them.
We wouldn't know if you didn't.
Well, if you see the hair hanging from it, it's fine. But yeah, so here are my boucle socks. This is Junk Yarn Boucle DK. Maybe it's called like Nostalgia Boucle, I think.
They're so good.
In the color Rewind Barbie, I think it is. I can open my notes later, but I'm pretty sure Rewind Barbie. I got it when I went to Sacred Sheep last year in November, and intending to make socks. I have one of the Summer Lee. I can't remember if it's Thanksgiving or Thick Christmas, Thick Miss. Like she has 2 that are like fingering weight held double patterns. Okay. And then one is like Thanksgiving, one is like Christmas. I don't remember which one I have, but I just followed the vanilla pattern, but then not really because none of the stitch counts worked for me. So I just kind of like figured it out, did a heel flap, but it's a stockinette one. Figured out gusset. I think I picked up like 8 or 9 gusset stitches. I don't know, but I love them. It's great. Super comfy. Yeah, I recommend. So cute. And I'll go ahead and talk about my other socks. These ones were very much started last year. I think I finished the first sock. Oh, wait, no. I finished the first sock this year, actually. But this was a big, like, knitting in the dark project, basically. Okay. Yeah. I had a couple shows this year, and during dress rehearsal, I, like, wanted to watch all the other pieces. So I just knit these, and I realized that I actually can knit stockinette on small needles on magic loop in the dark. Maybe my
Wow.
tension is funky in some places, but that's okay. But yeah, these are the, I think, Midsummer, no, Midnight Dancer socks by Sari Nordlin, the one that's just stockinette with a ruffle.
Mhm.
I knit it with Woolberry, like berry natural sock, I think, in the
Mm.
shade Garden Party, um, on 2.5 millimeter needles.
So cute.
Yay. Okay,
Yay.
your turn while I open my notes.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So I have some socks I can show you. Um, these are socks that I made for my husband. Um, they are well, okay. So I used the I'm So Basic sock pattern by Summer Lee, but then I added a varsity like stripe situation at the top. And I did a 3 by 1 rib. And so, but then recently I learned of a pattern called, I think, the summer camp sock.
Yeah.
Um, and it literally is like a 3 by 1 rib with a varsity stripe. So I was
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, okay. But I really like how these turned out. I should pull up my Ravelry so I know what I used.
Yeah.
But this is all yarn that I got at Flock Fiber Festival last year. So the main color is Pearls Before Wine Robusta. They're an indie dyer. And then this like contrast in the stripe and the toe have the same color. And then the heel is a darker color, but they're both from the same mini set from Lamb Good Fibers. They're twist fingering. And I got a set of 5 minis at Flock. So the reason I actually did the rib was because in the I'm So Basic sock pattern, my like the it gives you like stitch, it's a free pattern. It gives you stitch counts for the foot measurements. And I measured my husband's foot and he falls like between two sizes. So I was like, a rib makes it so that it's more like you have like a little more flexibility on the sizing. Um, so and yeah, I'm really happy with the way these turned out. Like I really love all the colors. I feel like the yarn knit up like sort of like I liked the yarn when I bought it, but I wasn't expecting it to like knit up this well.
Mm.
When I like just looking at it like in the hank. So I was like really pleasantly surprised with like these turned out super well. One issue. Oh, and I knit them on 2.5 millimeter needles. One issue though, and I don't know why this happened or what, like, I like if it's a yarn issue, but I do have to go back and fix this because I have, let's see.
Oh, like tails sticking out.
No, the yarn broke like
Oh.
around both of the
Uh-huh.
stripes. So you can see like the little
Is that where you
the
joined the
little
yarn?
holes. It might be. Um, yeah, I'm not really sure, but it like literally both of the stripes have that issue. It didn't happen on the other sock though, so I don't know what happened.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I need to go back in and like figure out how to fix that. And it's just one of the socks. I don't know. It could be maybe he like pulled them on too aggressively or something. But yeah, so gonna go back and fix these, but they are finished. This was supposed to be an anniversary gift, which our anniversary is in November, but I didn't finish them until January. So, yeah, these are my sort of I'm So Basic socks um, for my husband.
Love it. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention that I used 3.5 millimeter needles for the boucle. Um, yeah. Yeah, I pulled up my notes. I try to. I'll show you on my iPad. I said Q1, I guess, is the title there. So the other thing that I forgot to mention is I had finished up some fingerless mittens as gifts.
Ooh.
And I finished that like beginning of January. I used the Pioneer Gloves pattern, which is free on Ravelry, but I used sport weight held double. So again, I like changed the stitch counts and everything. So yeah, I really like using patterns as like a base and then
Yeah, modifying.
changing them.
Yeah.
Okay, what should I talk about next? Yeah, I will talk. I have 3 like garments and then 1 hat left to talk about. So
Okay.
I'll start with this one because it was the first one that I finished. This is the Lakes pullover.
By Ozetta.
By Ozetta. I
Love,
find it
love.
really difficult to find the front. This is the front.
Okay.
Okay. And so I feel like I need tags, but like you can kind of tell from how the neckline is shaped, the
Mhm.
front has a little bit more shaping down here, whereas the
Okay.
back is just sloped.
Mhm.
So that's kind of how I tell, but I really think having a tag would be helpful. But yeah, here is
That's
it.
so
It is
good.
laid over my body. I think I have I do have some of the leftover yarn because that's relevant. But yeah, so this is the Lakes pullover by Ozetta. I knit a size extra small because my gauge was just so slightly bigger. Especially row gauge, but basically this was one of my projects where I was like, I want to learn continental knitting. And I had multiple reasons, and I actually just remembered what one of my main reasons was. But like last year, I was like on a trip and I was on an airplane, and I normally knit English, even though I started crochet, but I found the tensioning for continental and crochet super weird, so I just had to learn English. But I was on a plane and I had a really bad hangnail, so I couldn't like tension the yarn. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll knit with my left hand. And then ever since then, I was like, I want to learn how to knit with tensioning both because what if it happens again? And it did. I have another hangnail on my index finger. So yeah, I really wanted to. Oh, you're right. We were gonna change scenes.
I forgot.
I completely forgot.
I forgot about this.
Yeah. Okay. Well, me big. Well, okay. We
We're
remember
getting
here.
there.
Okay.
Yippee.
Yeah, so I use this project to learn continental. So just in case anything ever happened to my index finger, like right now, or it hurt or whatever.
Yep. I'm
Okay.
on it.
Okay, I'll continue talking though. But yeah, so this is knit in Savannah Rose Handmade Audrey Worsted. In the Nightmare Before Christmas colorway. I thought it was so pretty. It was like from their Halloween collection, I think. It's just like a 100% superwash merino. I knit it on 5mm needles. I actually just gauge swatched on both continental and English, and for English I got gauge on 5.5, and for continental I got gauge on 5. So yeah. And oh yeah, and so another big thing is I had to alternate skeins with this. So that's why I brought my extra yarn. Actually, yeah, this comes across on camera fairly well, but I had like 5 skeins total, and I think 2 of them were more of this like darker green one, and then the other one was like more orangey. So I was like, these are so different. So I alternated. I did helical knitting. It was fine. I find helical knitting like pretty straightforward, especially with stockinette. I recently learned how to change from like how to finish it off. Basically, there's like a really great tutorial on Instagram that I found recently from like Catesville Knits. I think I actually like just met her last weekend. But if we put this anywhere, I can link it, or if anyone has questions, I can. Oh, I actually linked it in our Discord. But yeah. What else about this? I think I knit everything to pattern. I definitely shortened the ribbing by 1 inch. It's 3 inches instead of 4 inches. My row gauge was slightly big, so I went off of measurements rather than like row counts. And then one other thing is like, because it's a shop. Oh yeah, so construction. You make these 2 shoulder saddles. Here, and then you kind of like pick up along the edges and work like the front and the back. And because of that, there's so many cut ends, and so I know during
Oh.
this I had dropped some stitches during the short rows, and I like found a video on YouTube that told me how to like re-pick up a dropped short row double stitch. So that was really nice. I did go down one needle size for the neck and the sleeve ribbing because my body ribbing I didn't like. I thought it was just really loosey and like kind of icky, and like I still was like learning continental. So I going down the actually I think you are supposed to for this, but for the sleeve ribbing specifically, yeah,
just tighten it up.
Yeah, but overall pretty good. I think that's all of my notes that I wrote down. So yeah, overall really like the pattern, would definitely make again. I think the saddle shoulder is cool. I just don't love how many ends you have to cut and then eventually weave in.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, very nice.
What's your other finished object? Should I talk about another before?
My scarf.
Oh, right. Okay,
The
let me
blanket
talk
scarf.
about my vest and then you can talk about your scarf. Okay.
Also, hi, Kuro.
Hi, Kuro. Hope you're doing well. Okay, so the other project from 2023 that I finished this year is my cabled vest, which I love this like so much. I think this is probably one of my favorite things that I've knit. So this is the Arcuate vest. My notes, I forgot to write down the designers, but I'm pretty sure it's like Carissa Lamb, CL Knit, something like that. But yeah, this is my very first cabled garment. I was super excited about it. Yeah, it's using stone wool, Romney and merino in the color Caldera. So it's a 40% Romney, 60% merino DK wool. I think it's a 2-ply, which wasn't my favorite. It kind of made my stockinette stitches look twisted, but I think it made the cables pop, so that's pretty cool. I bought it from Naughty Lamb during their like Black Friday small business Saturday sale in 2022. So yeah. But yeah, I made a size 2 because I really like Positive Ease. This is all like twisted rib for the edging, so I learned how to do a twisted rib tubular bind off, which is pretty easy. You do tubular bind off, but just you twist the knit stitches. And then before you do the normal bind off, it's recommended to like twist the stitch before you actually do it, so you don't have to deal with having to twist it while you're doing the bind off. But I think it made like really clean edges. I personally love tubular bind off. I know we like, this is a point of contention with a bunch of knitters. I think it's just really rhythmic, and I also don't like passing over stitches. So I like actively don't like normal bind offs. I prefer using sewn bind offs. What else about this? Oh yeah, so this is knit bottom up. And then you split, do the 2 fronts, you do the back. Basically when you're like, you're like binding off to shape the neckline and stuff like that. And so they say if you don't have enough stitches to do a cable, because this is a 6-stitch cable, if you don't have enough stitches, then you just don't do it. And so that actually like would have made the 2 fronts a little bit different, because I think one of these times you bind off on a cable row. And so on one side, since you bind off at the other side, then it would have had like, then you like can complete the whole cable. And on the other side, since you bind off on that side, then you wouldn't have been able to. But I kind of just fudged it so that I did do the cable so that it's even. Yeah. So yeah, my sides are symmetrical.
Looks great.
In the pattern, it wouldn't have been completely symmetrical. I think it's maybe one of these right around the neckline that would have changed. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then there's like a cable down the side. There's the back. I love it. Every time I wear it, people are like, you made that? Oh yeah, this is my one where I was wearing, and my friend was like, I think I have that same vest. And I was like, no, you don't. Oh, you know what is totally playing right now that I didn't get rid of?
What?
On
Your
every
Animal
hour,
Crossing
yeah.
lo-fi?
It's my Animal Crossing every hour, and an Animal Crossing hourly song plays for like 2 minutes. So that's
That's so
totally in
funny.
this recorded video, so it's fine. But yeah, love that.
It's so good. I love that. I want a cabled vest.
Yes, you should. You should. It was
Yeah.
so much fun. I tried to cable without a cable needle, but
Oh.
I got like 3 different kinds of cable needles. I got a wooden straight one, I got a metal like U-shaped one, and then I got
Mhm.
plastic
Mhm.
these ones. I like these ones better because it feels more secure when you're like leaving the stitch
Mhm.
off.
Mhm.
But I think with 6-stitch cables, it's too much to do without a cable needle, in my opinion. As
Yeah,
my first
that
time
makes sense.
cabling, so
Yeah.
hi
Well,
S. Hope you're doing
hi,
well.
Ass. Okay, my turn.
Yes.
So I have to change my scene, and I probably have to add my mic again.
Oh. Oh, I should change the scene too. I also need to charge my iPad. Maybe it'll last. I'll put it on low battery. Okay. I'll change to yours. Oh, I misspelled your name as out instead of oat in my scene name. Let me rename that.
Uh,
But
did
yes,
it add
also
my
I
mic?
do love the green shade. I think it is very pretty. Oat
Okay.
mill.
Oot. Oot. Outmeal. Okay. We're unfrozen. We're frozen.
Oh. Oh. I haven't been checking if we're frozen or not because on my OBS preview it's fine. So
Yeah, like I guess let me know if we stay frozen. It's just weird because like the resolution in my guest star window is like a lot better
better.
than in OBS. It's I don't know. Anyways, hopefully we're not frozen right now, and you can hear me.
I think it looks okay. I think it's like kind of going in and out on freezing.
Okay, let me refresh again. It just doesn't want to. Why? Like what's happening? My bitrate is fine. It's like literally the guest star thing, but it's
Mm.
something with like OBS. That's kind of unfortunate. Do you wanna do another garment and maybe it'll,
Um.
like, calm down? Or I could try my tiled. Ugh, this is like
Well, we always have my output of you, if
that's true.
anything.
I just would like to understand why this is happening.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been watching the output preview on mine.
Yeah,
I wonder if it's also
okay.
potentially a resource thing too.
It could be, but
Um, I feel
I'm
like
at
everything.
1.5% CPU, so
Oh, weird. Who knows?
I don't know.
Oh, maybe it's the
Anyways,
Firefox. He's right. You're on
it could be
Firefox and I'm on
Firefox,
Chrome,
yeah.
so maybe it's that as well.
Yes. Okay. Well, anyways, I finished the Waterbury plaid blanket scarf.
Yes.
I just realized both of my finished objects are free patterns technically,
Oh yeah.
which is kind of nice. So this is like this is what it looks like.
Oh
Oh,
my
that's the back.
gosh. I think this is the first time I've seen the colors like in sunlight.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
like in the
looks so
sunlight.
good.
Oh, thank you. Oh, hi, Wild. So this is like meant to be sort of like a wrap situation. Like a blanket scarf. So you can kind of like, oh, I'm supposed to be talking to the camera.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, yeah, a little wrap. And then it has these braided twist like ends. So oh yeah, so this is the Waterbury plaid blanket scarf by Two of Wands or Alexandra Tobble. And so you knit like the horizontally striped parts. You just knit flat on I think size 11 needles, like very large, my like oversized like grandma needles, which actually I loved. Like I was like I yeah, it was very fun to knit up, and it's just like back and forth. So I took it on a little road trip and, like, got a lot done hanging out in the cabin, because I definitely started this, like, last year. And then, you just do, like, a selvage stitch, I think? Selvage edge? Like, you slip 1 stitch,
Mhm.
at the beginning of every row. I did make a little mistake. I, like, accidentally decreased a row, which, like, is not a huge deal. Oh, yeah, over here. I don't know what happened, but, um, I, like, accidentally, like, lost a row here.
Oh, uh-huh.
So it's, like, there, and then it goes in, which, whatever. Maybe I tried to knit in the dark or something. Um But so you do the garter stitch back and forth, and then you weave in all of these strands, like vertically to create the plaid effect. So there's like weaving like all the way across. It's just like what color it is, it stands out against like the various like stripes, I guess. And then you do the twisting of the ends. So the, like, vertical weaving, honestly, was, like, kind of a slog. I feel like that took the longest, and just, it's not difficult, it's just tedious, because you have to go, like, on every it's literally, like, 48 columns of stitches and, like, weave in 2 strands of yarn, and then, the, like, tassels didn't take super long, but in the tutorial, she, like, is able to do it, like, with 2 hands at the same time, and, like, I had such a hard time doing that for some reason, so I had to, like, do one and then, like, hold it and then, like, do the other and then twist them together.
Oh, so it's
So,
2
yeah.
ends. So you're doing like a
Yeah.
rope twist kind of thing? I think there's like a
Yeah.
braid that's a rope twist, and I remember you twist it the same direction and then you like twist it around or whatever. So I
Yeah,
guess it's
so
similar to that.
every, like,
Oh,
stripe
yeah.
is 2, and then you, like, twist them together
Oh.
at the end.
That's so
Um,
cool.
yeah, so I really like the effect. Also, I should mention this was with, the Lion brand Retweed, um, and the colors are, like, true navy and other accent colors. Um I could tell you from my stash, but there aren't that many options for colors, but it's like the recommended yarn for the pattern and the recommended needle size. And the pattern, yeah, is free. It's like just you can like pay for a pattern if you want the ad-free version, but um it's just like free on her blog. Um oh, okay. One thing I will say. So you like knit the garter stitch portion with the stripes and then so my dimensions after knitting were 16 inches by 60, and the finished dimensions, like the pattern says block to finished dimensions, and the finished dimensions are like 20 by 68.
Mm.
So I had to get like a good amount of like stretch, and this is like it's pretty large. Um, so I actually didn't have enough blocking mats to like fully block this. So what I ended up doing, like I did do a wet block, and then um I had tried to pin it, I failed. I ended up with sort of this like really wonky rectangle, and the ends were like wider than the middle, and it was like I was like I have to figure something out. So then what I did was I like folded it in half this way, um and I pinned it down, and like I sort of was steam blocking it as I pinned it down, so that kind of helped like everything relax without doing like another fully like getting it wet and waiting for it to dry again. So I feel like that was yeah, very effective, and even like folding it didn't leave me with any like weird like, you know, line here or anything.
Mhm.
So yeah, I feel like that worked quite well because the other thing with pinning it is like you want the stripes to like maintain their same size like all the way across. So it was like lining everything up was like really like kind of tricky.
Mhm.
But folding it in half helped a lot. And then, so like garter stitch is very like squishy and nice. But then when you block it so aggressively, like it's like it flattens out a lot. Like I had to stretch it like quite a bit. And so, but then weaving in these like vertical strands, like I feel like added back in a lot of the squish. And so it doesn't feel so like flat and kind of like meh anymore. So so yeah, I'm really happy with how this turned out.
Nice.
I was like kind of like unsure about my color choices. I feel like that's a theme with my knitting projects. I'm like always unsure about my color choices and I have like mid-project regrets. And I'm like I should start over. I
I
should
remember you posting
undo
about
this whole
it.
thing.
But it looks really good.
Yeah.
I do like the color
Yeah,
combo.
I really like it. I do wish that the green, there's like this olivey green.
Mhm.
I wish that had like a little more contrast.
Mm.
But I think it's fine. And I think like it does look nice on the places where it like goes across the lighter blue. Like
Mhm.
I think it's good. So, yeah. Um that I think that's everything I have to say about that.
Yeah. I do
Yeah.
remember like posting that pattern because I saw that it was free
Yeah.
and then what I realized, I didn't know this until we had looked at it a little bit more, but Two of Wands tends to have a knit and a crochet version of a
Mhm.
lot of her
Yeah.
patterns. So this one definitely has both a crochet and a knit version. So that's pretty cool
Yes.
because a lot of our other like crafting friends only crochet or prefer
Mhm.
crochet. So two
Mhm.
options.
Yeah.
um, yeah. Okay. Love that. All right. I will talk about. I think. Oh wait. Let me bring up my notes. I think I have. Oh, I saw that you switched the scenes. I need to do
Change the
that.
scene.
Um.
I literally I feel like OBS is struggling or maybe just everything is struggling. I'm like not sure.
Oh.
Like my
Yeah. I see. It's frozen.
yeah.
Interesting.
Um hmm. Should
I
I
wonder
just
if
raid
it's.
you?
No. I feel like it's fine. What your wintertime secret project was? No, tell us. I want to. I want to see.
Oh,
I mean, if we're heard on. Oh, maybe it's your camera. Cause
we're back.
okay,
Yay.
you
I
just
don't know.
refreshed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I did that several times and it didn't do anything and then
Mm.
I did it again
So
and now it's
basically,
fine.
guest star on Firefox still pretty buggy.
Yeah, I should tell Twitch that.
Yeah. The beta. Oh my gosh, is there like feedback that we can submit?
I think so.
um okay, that might be important. Also, do we count one sock as
That's
a
a work
finished
in
object?
progress.
Okay, I was like, I'll talk about that during a whip. Okay. As I would love to hear what your wintertime secret project is.
Yeah.
But I will go ahead and go on with my Doppio. So, this is the other sweater that I finished this year. And I did start it this year. So I didn't write down the exact dates, but I guess my dates aren't really super. Oh no, they're kind of accurate. Basically, I finished the sweater so much quicker than any other sweater because if you're not familiar with the Doppio pattern,
I'm not.
it is. Sorry, I know that was like very long.
The suspense.
If you're not familiar with the Doppio pattern, it is a bulky weight project.
Oh,
Yeah, I believe these are
nice.
made on 6mm needles. It's with fingering, or so there's obviously because it's such a large gauge, you can use whatever combo of yarn.
Mhm.
But the main sample and what I knit out of is 2 strands of fingering weight and 1 strand of suri. So this is the Doppio sweater by Sunghi Ong or Sunghi Knits. I knit a size 3, which again, I think I sized. Oh yeah, I think I spent like a whole night trying to decide if I should cast on a 2 or a 3 because I think I'm in between the 2 sizes, and I was like, what ease do I want? And I just like more ease, so I chose the 3. But yeah, I knit this in Explore Knits and Fibers. That's gonna be a common thing you hear later on. Explore Knits and Fibers Denali sock. I did 2 strands of the same color. It's a Leave No Trace, so like a mystery one. I think it's Gogafoss from the Iceland collection. And then the Surrey is also Leave No Trace, so it's the EKF Surrey like 328 yards situation. And I think it's similar to Flock, the shade, but not positive. It's definitely, because it was in Leave No Trace, like it's definitely not exactly Flock, because I saw it in person last week and it's definitely not that, but it's pretty similar. But yeah, I love it.
It looks so cozy. Like,
yeah, it's so great. Yeah, so I knit the size 3. So one thing so it's a raglan, and something that's super cool is that first of all, it's a compound raglan. So yeah, it's really hard to see, but the raglan curves. So basically
you sort of start with the like saddle situation?
No, so it is like you start flat for just short rows in the back, and then you join in the round, and you just like do the raglan increases. But with raglans, a lot of them you just like increase on both sides at the same rate. So then it's a straight diagonal. But what that can do, I believe, is like it just like has the arm and the body not in a like proportion to an actual body. So with the compound raglan, I believe you increase on this side, the body side, and this side, the sleeve side, at different rates, which makes it curved and which makes it just like fit better. It means that like your like underarm isn't longer. I'm not gonna pretend to know what the shaping is, but yeah. And the other cool thing is that it gives you an option to put a faux seam in the raglan stitches. And there's also faux seams down the side of the bodies and down the arm, side of the body, down the arm. And that just helps give more structure. So I did do the faux seam in the raglan. That one's optional. And the faux seams down the sides are like written into the pattern, but it's optional to seam it up. And I believe that I seamed one side, but not the other side. Because I was trying to get it done before my vacation, and I only had time to do the raglans and one side, and I think I still haven't seen the other side. It's fine. I'll do that one day. But yeah, what else to talk about with this? Oh yeah, so one very clear mod, I did not hold Surrey on the inside of the folded collar. Also, yeah, remember when I was talking about I wish I had tags? I put like knots so I could know that's the back.
I mean, that works.
Yeah, so I didn't hold Surrey because I thought that I didn't have enough because basically for my size, when I did the calculation, I was like, I need 4 skeins of fingering weight and 3 skeins of Surrey, but I just barely need that 3rd skein of Surrey. And so with my Leave No Trace order of the Surrey, I got 2 very similar, like I got a 4-pack and 2 of them were similar and 2 of them were similar. So I was like, okay, I'll use the 2, and then if I have to dip into the 3rd, I will. I did have to, which was fine. So basically I used that 3rd one. It's a darker skein. I used it at the bottom and I kind of faded it in, but you can like barely tell.
Yeah,
it's just like slightly
really
darker.
Is not noticeable.
Yeah. But you know what I actually ran out of yarn for is the fingering weight.
Oh no.
So I had made 2 swatches, and I can show you swatch 1. So I actually originally was going to marl it with this orange.
I remember this journey.
Yeah. And then I had a whole journey trying to figure out what to order from the monochrome collection, and I was like, I kind of want to use this orange in a different project. And then so my other knitting friend was like, maybe you should swatch just holding the green by itself, because I had enough of just the green. So I did, and I can't show you that swatch because I had to unravel it in order to have enough yarn to finish my sweater. The other thing is, so normally I do a proper tubular bind off where you do 2 rows of double knitting. I like the 2. I've tried the 4 before. I don't like how it looks, so I do the 2. But on my last sleeve, okay, I didn't talk about this with the Lakes pullover, but I have this thing with second sleeves where both the Lakes pullover and the Doppio, I did an extra decrease round. Like you decrease every, I don't know, like 8 rounds or whatever. And I did an extra 8 rounds and decrease because I just like, I'm not paying attention. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I had to frog that back. And then, whatever, did the ribbing. And then I was so stressed about yarn checking because I was like, maybe I can make the bind off work. It didn't work. Then I forgot to do the 2 rows of double knitting. But I think you like can barely tell. So this is the one that's double, that has the double knitting, and it's not as stretchy also. This is the one that doesn't. You can like barely tell because of the fluff. I wore it out, really, and me and my other friend were like, yeah, it's fine. So I kept it. And honestly, because it's looser, it makes it more comfortable when I roll it this way. What else did I want to talk about for this? Yeah, that was correct. Yeah. And I use this as like my plane outfit because I'm always super cold on the plane. However, my friggin' plane to Madrid was so hot.
Oh no.
And like, okay, maybe this is like more of an American thing, but like whenever I fly domestically, like there's always like the air thing. You know, like so you have your own source of air. I almost always turn it off because I'm always cold. Except for that, both legs of the 11 and 12 hour flights to and from Madrid didn't have the air thing. Were so hot, and I wasn't wearing an undershirt with this, so I just had to wear this, and I was very hot and overheating. No. And I was like, I should have worn an undershirt. Yeah.
That's probably so warm too.
Yeah, it is really warm in a great way. And it's actually, I think it would have been fine if I had any moving air. But I didn't.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but still love it. Maybe can't wear it until next season because it's getting warmer, but
yeah, unfortunately.
Glad I finished it.
Yeah, it's so good. I really like it.
I highly recommend this pattern. Yeah. I love marling. I would totally make another one with any, like, if I have any scraps at any time. I think this is a great scrap yarn project because it's like for a lot of the smaller sizes, it's like 2, 2, and 3 suri. So like if you're like shopping, you like are like, I want that pretty yarn, but I don't know what to make. You can make a Doppio. Yeah, highly recommend. The shaping, so good. Learning the faux seams, so good. I'm like pretty sure I'm gonna incorporate a faux seam in a future garment because it just adds more structure in the end.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, highly recommend. That's the Doppio. And then I have one more thing to talk about super quickly. Yeah. This is my most recent finished object, which nobody has seen.
Oh my gosh. Wait, is this the Spice Peach hat?
Yeah, it is. Yes. So, yeah, I got this yarn. It is called, it's Explorer Knits and Fibers, Rocky's DK, in the shade of Spice Peach from the EKF Spain collection. Yeah. And as previously mentioned, I went to Spain. I was there like 2 weeks ago.
Oh my gosh, true.
And okay, when I bought this yarn, I didn't know I was going to Spain. But then once I knew I was going to Spain, I was like, I have to bring this yarn there. So I did like take a picture of me knitting it in there. So it was fun. I went to Madrid. A lot of the EKF Spain collection colorways were not inspired by Madrid things, but that's okay. It's still Spain. But yeah, so this is the Weekend Hat by Hiromi Nagasawa. I wrote it down because I was like, I don't remember. Yeah, Nagasawa. Not the petite knit one. It's a cabled hat, clearly. It's knit from the brim up. It's just one fold. There's my end that I didn't cut, but I did weave it in. I did a tubular cast on. Oh, so this is 2x1 rib. So I did not do a tubular cast on. Sorry. I did a long tail cast on, but I did the one where like you make a knit stitch and then you make a purl stitch to make it a little bit neater. It's okay. I would prefer if it's tubular, but I don't know how to do that with 2x1, and I wasn't gonna figure out how to. You fold it up, and then you do these cables, which I think look pretty good, and then it's like ribbing
so
on the
nice.
side. Yeah, it was pretty easy.
Wow.
I basically followed the pattern. I did one extra cable repeat, and then I slightly changed the decreases because I prefer doing a Kitchener stitch at the top of my hats rather than like pulling the yarn through in a circle and pulling it tight. So I changed the decreases a little bit so that I would have 8 stitches to Kitchener instead of 16 to put in a circle. It's not blocked, but I'm going to consider it finished because whatever. It is a little small.
It's very cute though.
Yeah, it is slightly small.
I love it.
So I will try to block it a little bigger, but
yeah. I'm sure the cables will like relax and it'll be
I think so.
Yeah.
So
it's so good.
I love it. And yeah, I mean we can talk about this now because I have the hat, but I went to the Explore Knits and Fibers pop-up at La Mercerie last weekend, and I got to show the dyers, Allie and Darren, my Spice Beached hat and talk about my trip to Madrid. So super fun.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so good. Okay.
So well with the purple hair. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it does look really good with your hair.
Mutual acquaintance to model it for me because you don't like showing your face online. Ooh, okay. Yes, I would love to see the project.
Oh my gosh, a certain mutual acquaintance.
Wait.
Thistle?
Thistle? Eyes?
Tell Thistle we said hi.
Oh my god, Thistle! Yeah. We love our little fiber friends over here on Twitch.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's been so fun, like having getting to see everybody's like projects and everything.
Yeah. I'm going back to duo screen.
Oh, should I? I don't know if it's frozen. I'm like nervous. I feel like changing screens is what like makes it.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know. Hi, Chunky.
Chunky. Also, hi, Mars. Oh my gosh, Mars MVP drawer. Oh my gosh.
So
yeah.
Good. Oh my gosh.
I guess we can talk about it slightly, but if y'all didn't know, we did a rando yesterday. That was like 4 people teams. 2 people were playing Hollow Knight, and then 2 people were looking at the spoiler log so we like know where everything is. And trying to tell the players what to do, but we could only draw pictures.
It was Pictionary, hand brain, rando.
So much fun.
It was a lot of fun.
I think Mars and I as partners was also extremely funny because I'm awful at drawing. Mars is an incredible artist. But I have a little bit more experience reading spoiler logs. So I was like trying to read the spoiler logs and I'd be like, okay, Mars, tell Oat to talk to Cloth. And I'll be like, Mars, can you draw Black Egg Temple? And I was like, Mars, can you draw the grub on the below Soul Sanctum? You know, like it was great. It was so much fun. Loved it.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It's like it's so much more stressful, I think, to like draw than it is because I did one before we did ours, like where I was drawing, and like just when you can tell like your hands don't understand like where you're trying to send them and you have to just like try to emphasize. Like, it's so funny.
It was really cute because I think Mars was just like, how do we tell Oat to do this? And then they drew the oat, and it was so beautiful.
It was very cute.
Oh, so good.
It was so good. Yeah. We should do it again.
Oh, for sure. I want to try brain. No, sorry. I want to try hand because I did brain before. And honestly, shocked that you guys understood my drawing.
Yeah. It's nice that it's like, I mostly am somewhat familiar with like bingo goals, you know? Like there are some of them that I do not know. But I watched back actually A Press and Comma being our hands from my first Pictionary when I was drawing. And they were talking at the beginning about like probably what were going to be the hardest things to communicate. And AP was like, I feel like the more doors key locations are gonna be the hardest thing to
Yeah.
draw.
Yeah, that was
What
a
was the
point of
frog? Okay,
contention.
I was gonna post a screenshot of my drawing and ask people if they knew what it was, but it was KP People Arrive. That's what I was drawing. Because it's
Oh.
like you fall into KP and then your timer says 0.00
That's
and
so
then
smart.
KP People Arrive. Yeah, I'll post the drawing. Oh, sorry. I've just spoiled it, but I'll still post it probably.
Drawing of
Now you
Milo
can't
was
guess.
obvious.
No. I
Oh, it's
know. Oh
okay.
my gosh, that was so funny. At the end, Khan was like, yeah, Tiso, well known for being an angry frog. Because we drew like, I drew KP People Arrive and then we drew like Fury. But then A-Press was like, what frog is angry?
That's so
Like,
funny.
where is the angry frog? And then, yeah. It's just like it was so funny. And then AP like missed a Georock, one of the ones on the conveyors in Peak,
In
like
peak.
in the first room,
Yeah.
and just was like continuing through Peak. And we had also said like we thought like he was gonna pick up all the checks on the way.
Yeah.
On the way to Hellenist's Crown. So
Yeah.
then he got up and was like trying to do Pogax. And so I had to draw like grub hat stop, like a stop sign.
Yeah.
And we were like, it took so much to get him to like go back and get the check that we needed him to get. And then it
Yeah.
was just, yeah, it was so fun.
No,
It was a
yeah.
good time.
I gotta do it again.
Yeah.
That was super fun. Are both of you figuring out your various yarn festival schedules for the year yet? As of right now, I mean, I'm going to Flock. That's been in my calendar since last year. And it's also very easy for me to go. And besides that, I haven't figured it out. It would be cool to go to Rhinebeck, but I do have a wedding in October, and I know that's when not my wedding. I have to attend a wedding in October where I am maid of honor. So it's a little bit
Fun.
more involved than just a normal wedding.
Yeah.
As a guest. So yeah, I don't know how that aligns with Rhinebeck. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Chris isn't marrying me yet.
Yeah, I'm hoping to go to Flock. I think I'm still kind of figuring it out because there's like one of our mutual friends, Seth is having like a meetup in Seattle like earlier,
Really?
I think in the year, like in June. Yes. Oh my gosh. So I'm like trying I feel like I can only go to Seattle
One time.
once.
Yeah.
This summer probably. Oh, July. Okay, yeah. But then Flock is in August.
Okay, but
So
Flock is like the first or second week of August. So what if Seth
yeah.
has the meetup end of July?
And then I just stay in Seattle for like 2 weeks. No, yeah. So I have to figure out still what I'm doing. Any Sethacon organizers? Yeah, mid-July. So especially because they're like kind of so close together, I'm like, I'm not like going, I don't know. Because we didn't say this at the beginning. I live in Northern California.
Yeah. And I'm in the Seattle area.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, we'll see. I don't know. I would love to go to Flock. I also have been acquiring yarn at an alarming rate, which I didn't really realize like until I sat down to like write out all of the things that I've acquired in the first 3 months of this year, and I was like, wow, that's like a little bit more than I thought.
Yeah.
A little more than I expected. So and like I already from last year at Flock, I was like I kind of like laid out like I have projects intended for everything that I got at Flock last year, but I was like the rate I'm knitting, like I was like I could finish using all my yarn that I got at Flock by the next Flock probably. So, but then now I've acquired more yarn.
Yeah.
So we're in, kind of a situation. But anyways, same. You had to get rid of some yarn today, yeah.
Yes.
Makes sense. That's relatable.
I also would love to see all the yarn pictures if anyone has other yarn. I
Yeah.
love looking at yarn. I feel like it takes away
Yeah.
from having to buy it, so other people got
Mhm.
it.
True, true, true. Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
do know the exact date of the wedding. It's October 19th, so I will not get that
Okay.
confused with anything else. We'll see. I don't know when Rhinebeck is, so we'll see.
Mm, got it.
Um, yeah.
Hopefully. Yeah, we'll see.
So that is Rhinebeck weekend. Yeah, I'm not going then.
Oh, no.
I've known about this wedding date since like 2022. So
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
that makes sense.
um,
Shall we
whips.
talk about, yeah, works in progress? Um, I have 3 to talk about.
I have 2. I have inactive whips, but I have
Mm,
basically 2
okay.
because I just finished some of the active
Uh-huh.
ones. So I'll talk about 2 at least.
Okay.
No, 3. I have 3. Okay, you go. You go.
Okay. 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 I'm gonna try switching to my big cam. Like I
Oh,
literally don't
why is it
know
green?
why is it green? Why is it green? Okay, we're fine.
Okay.
It's fine. Everything's fine. Okay. First things first. Okay, so technically, okay, this is gonna look like it's a pair of socks. It's not a pair of socks. Okay. It is 2 socks in the same yarn from the same pattern. Um, but they're different sizes.
Oh,
So,
this one, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So these are my little swan socks
cute.
um by Yucca. And it's using the Lamb Good Fibers flock colorway, Flock of Peaches, from the aforementioned Flock Fiber Festival.
I have it
So this
too.
is, yeah, so a bunch of us who went have it, the like Twitch friends. Um, and this is just their classic fingering. So it's like this really pretty, like lace cabled motif. Sorry, my ends are not woven. Um,
It's so
yeah.
pretty.
I like really like how they look. So you just have that like across the top of the foot. Um and like the heel flap is
Ooh.
like really pretty.
Mm-hmm.
It's I think it's like a modified slip stitch heel.
Okay, yeah, it does look a little different
Um
from a slip stitch.
yeah, so you kind of like alternate what you're slipping and then you like do some stitches so that the slip stitches are like facing out, I think, and then it's just a 2 by 1 cuff. And I did uh I think the recommended bind off in the pattern, which is just like you do like a yarn over between
Mm,
like binding off. So
yeah,
you like
Jenny's
knit
surprisingly
one,
stretchy
yeah, yeah,
bind off.
but modified for the 2 by 1
Mm,
ribs. So sometimes you're like yarning over in a purl direction, purlwise. So I really like these and I think they're really cute. The pattern, and I think this is common for a lot of yucca patterns, but so the pattern only comes in 2 sizes and it's for a foot circumference of 7 inches and then 7.5 inches. Um, and that's a pretty small foot circumference. At least it's smaller than my feet.
mhm.
So it was like interesting because so I think this is the first one I knit. The foot actually like fits my foot because I was like, I think it's like 7.5 inches is the larger size. So I knit the larger size first. And then, but the pattern recommends 1 inch of negative ease. So that brings you to 8.5 inches, right? And then I have a 9 inch diameter foot. So I was like, maybe I can make it work. But so the foot part actually fits my foot. It's just this part does not fit like over I can't get it around my heel. So it's like um also these are toe up. So then when I went on to knit the second sock, I had like modified the pattern. So you knit these on size 0 needles, US size 0, and so I, like, for my second sock, after I was like, "Oh, this one doesn't fit." I don't know if you'll be able to tell at all, but I just, like, did more increases on the toe up to, like I think I added, like, 6 stitches or something, 6 or 9 stitches. And then, because it's a 3 stitch repeat for the cables, so then I just did all of that, and then the like, the heel flap and the gusset, I think I did too many wrap and turns,
Mm.
so I had to, like, increase 1 again to get back to my, like, stitch count for the like, above the heel part, I guess the leg, even though the leg is quite short, but, and then so these actually do fit my foot, this, like, modified pattern one. I can get them on. It's, like, still a little tough to get them on, but, um, once they're on, they're, like, fine, like, I don't think that I find them too tight, but I'm still kind of deciding. So, I've been done with this for, like, probably at least a week, with this second sock that is potentially the first sock of the pair of socks that is the same size. Um, but yeah, so I think I'm feeling good about this, but part of me wants to like knit a third sock and try like just increasing my needle size like significantly. So like I would knit these instead of a US size 0, I would do, like, US 2.5 or something. Um, but I had wanted to try, like, modifying the pattern and, like, adding more stitches instead of that at first because I really like the scale of the, like, cable motif, like, I didn't want it to be, like, any bigger, so um, anyway, so I might try that. I haven't decided yet if I wanna try that or if I am just, like, content with this sock, um, and going to make another one like this. So, that's kind of, that. These were my first toe-up socks. So a lot of or for socks, you can either start at the top and knit your way down, and that's a lot easier to check, like, that things are fitting as you're, like, building this part of the sock. But these ones, you start down at the toe, and then you work your way up. I really liked, I guess, like, the heel flap and gusset, like,
Mm.
you're, like attaching the heel as you go, so you never have, like, the heel flap situation. I
Mm.
guess, like,
Okay.
the way that the pattern, like, has you do it. So, I don't know, I really liked it. Yeah, and I have 2 other patterns by this designer, so I'm kinda like I guess that's kind of why I'm, like, investing so much time in sort of figuring out how to make this pattern work because I think usually their patterns are toe up, and, the, like yeah, their patterns don't really come in a lot of sizes.
Mhm.
So I think, like, figuring out how to modify this sock pattern is going to, like, help me in my future socks from this designer because they do have a lot of really, really cute, like, lace socks or cabled socks. Florence from Handmade by Florence, like, knits a lot of their patterns. So but yeah, I am, like, maybe happy with this. I'm, like, kind of still deciding. So I've been sort of wearing the sock around a little bit, just the
Mhm.
one sock,
To figure out,
to,
yeah.
like, see if I, like, find it comfortable or uncomfortable, and I think I'm leaning towards comfortable.
Nice, okay.
Um, yeah, so I think that's everything about these. Um
Yeah, I still haven't ever knit any toe-up socks, so
Mm,
I don't really know how it works.
yeah. I thought it was like it was I mean, I don't know. To me, sock knitting sort of feels like magic, I guess,
Yeah,
like different
kinda.
parts of it, like when you do a heel turn and you're like, "Whoa, like
Yeah.
I just made a heel." So for these, you cast on just like the toe.
Mhm.
And like so you literally do like a cast on where you end up with like stitches on both needles and then you start working in the round. And it's just like all of a sudden you have the toe of a sock and you're like,
Wild.
"Wow." Yeah. I don't know, it's so cool.
Do you have
Um
a high arch?
yes,
Okay,
I
that makes
do.
sense
Yeah,
for
I
why that
could have
part is
mentioned that.
tight.
I have like a very high arch. Like only the outer edges of my foot like touch the ground.
Mm.
Like my yeah,
Mhm.
inner mid to inner foot like it's pretty high.
Mhm.
So I think that does affect like the fit here too because the like I have like a taller foot, I
Yeah.
think, because of my high arches.
Yeah, there's arch
um
and the top of the foot. I'm forgetting what
yeah,
the top is called.
I
You'd
don't
think I'd know from being a dancer,
know.
but I don't.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because I have very flat feet. Both my arches
Mm.
are flat, and then also I don't have any volume on the top of my foot.
Mm. Mhm.
So I feel like socks are actually always loose there.
Mhm.
But like
Oh,
loose is
interesting.
fine.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's never been a problem for me.
Yeah. Yeah,
Interesting.
and you can
Yeah.
kind of see like if I hold them together, sort of the size difference, I guess. Like the toe starts the same, and then you just have like that little bit of extra space, and then extra space here on the larger one.
Hmm.
So it was like I just needed it to be slightly bigger because I knew that the foot part already fit, and I didn't want a loose fit for these
Hmm. Yeah, makes
also. Like I
sense.
wanted them to be sort of like I don't know. I think they're like socks. You want socks to be tight to your
Hmm.
feet so they're not like, falling off or whatever. Um but yeah.
Google says dorsum. Okay, apparently my
Okay.
dorsum is flat
Your
and yours
dorsum.
is higher.
Yeah. Okay.
um,
But yeah, that's
cool.
my
Okay.
flock of little swans.
Yeah, I still haven't started on those socks, but I do have the yarn and I will
Mhm.
get them done by flock. It's in my brain.
It's in your brain.
What should I talk about? I'll just start with my main whip, I guess. This is my main one, I guess, because I finished my other two main ones, which were the weekend hat and then the doppio. So as I
Mhm.
previously mentioned, I was just traveling. So I wanted to bring travel projects. And so I decided to bring the weekend hat. And then I brought this, which is a work in progress Sophie shawl.
Oh, knew it.
Um, I have the pattern, but honestly, I bought the pattern and I was like, why did I buy this? It is
Yeah.
2 pages long. And I was like, because I've knit the ingrain shawl by S Knits, which
Mhm.
I definitely, even though that's a garter stitch situation, I definitely recommend
Mhm.
buying that pattern because it like gives you instructions for the fade and it gives you instructions for the cast on. This literally, I don't even feel bad for talking about it. It's just long tail cast on 6 stitches.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, whatever. Anyway, so yeah, I kind of regret buying the pattern, but it's fine. Yeah, so this is the Sophie shawl. So it's kind of knit. It's gonna be a triangle eventually. But this side is just the same, and then you increase on this side to make it kind of a triangle. I'm knitting it in Red Door Fiber. Where did my ball go? Oh well, it's okay. It's Red Door Fiber Studio Alpaca Sport. Um,
Ooh,
I'm
that's so
forgetting the fiber
pretty.
content, which is why I was like, where'd my ball band go? It's definitely alpaca. I just don't remember if there's also
Alpaca,
silk in
yeah.
it. Yeah. And then it's in the shade Sophie's Castle, which is why I was like, I have to do a Sophie shawl
Oh my gosh,
for,
cute.
oh my God, my
Oh yeah, change
scene.
the scene.
I changed my scene. Okay. Well, here's my Sophie shawl. We'll show it
It's
a
so
little
pretty.
bigger.
I feel
Um,
like that's a good like showing off the one
The
yarn
yarn, yeah.
project. Yeah.
So yeah, my Sophie's Castle Sophie shawl.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so if you're not familiar, Sophie's Castle is a Howl's Moving Castle inspired yarn. The inspo picture, I remember it's like of the like pretty flower garden that like Howl gives Sophie basically. And it's so gorgeous. Yeah, so now that my camera is bigger, you can see all the colors in it. There's like the blue, the green, the purpley. It's so gorgeous. I love it. Here's the ball again.
So pretty.
Yeah, so I actually bought 2 skeins because I thought I would knit one ball and then for like half of it and then knit the rest. As you can see, I am nowhere near done with the first ball. And this is already, yeah, I measured it in comparison with my ingrained shawl that I already have, and I have maybe 2 inches, 3 inches until it reaches the midway point of that one. And I kind of measured it by wrapping around my neck and then seeing where it falls here.
Yeah.
So this will not take all 2 skeins, which is fine. I'll figure something else out to do with it. But yeah, the other thing is it's a sport weight yarn, but I'm using 3.5 millimeter needles. I think the Sophie shawl is knit with like worsted and on like 4 or 4.5. But yeah, anything bigger just looked really weird with this yarn. And I'm like pretty sure it's gonna bloom. It's a shawl, so I didn't gauge swatch.
Yeah.
So I think it'll bloom, but my ingrained shawl was knit with fingering weight wool, but it's like the 80/20 like fingering weight 400 yards, and this is like 350 maybe. I don't know exactly. But honestly, like it and I use 3.5 millimeters for my ingrained shawl, but this like looks looser. Maybe I also just am a looser knitter now because I knit the ingrained shawl like 2 years ago. Yeah, but I think it'll bloom. I think it'll be nice. I'm excited for like the drape of the alpaca. Also super mindless because it's just garter stitch. So for my trip, like there were like 2 sections. One was like the Madrid section, one was the New York, like in the Hamptons, just like chill section. That sounds really pretentious, but basically one of my friends' uncle has a house in the Hamptons, so he let us stay there for free. So still kind of pretentious, but I didn't have to pay for it, so, you know. And it was really cute. It was more like a staycation, so we like played a lot of games, like board games. We did karaoke and stuff like that, and I just knit on the shawl.
That's so fun.
As we were doing it. We also like went to the beach one day because to watch sunset. The other days were raining, so on the nice day that I was there, because I also left the trip a little early to go to Madrid. I just like knit this on the beach, and I tried knitting while walking because let me show you the bag that I've been putting this in. Oh, it's so far. Hold on. Okay. I got the like 3D zip bags from Bagoo. Just not for project bags, but just to like put things in. But it fit my project pretty well, and because of this little handle thing, I can put it on my wrist, which makes like knitting and like doing other things pretty easy. My friend also was telling me that there was like a reel that they saw or some TikTok video that they saw of someone knitting on the plane. And then they like dropped their yarn ball and it like rolled to the front of the plane. And I was like, is that going to happen to me? So while I was knitting on the plane, I like put it on my wrist. Just
That's so funny.
But yeah, that's my main whip, I guess.
Nice.
I am planning on casting on a sweater soon, but again, I just got back from my trip. I was like, I'm gonna finish this hat. So yeah, then I'll cast on after that.
Makes sense. Hi Seth, thanks for 23 months. Sorry, we're like trying to like maybe put this on YouTube, so we like are weirdly interacting with chat at different intervals. Yeah. So we have like clean takes, you know.
See how it goes.
Also,
I
hi
think we've been
Sid.
doing
I said it in chat.
Hi Sid.
Yeah, I've been trying to finish my sentences.
Yeah.
I hope you're doing well, Seth. Thanks for 23 months. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I know everybody's knit like a Sophie shawl, scarf, whatever, but I feel like it's for a reason. Like sometimes petite knit just does not miss with
Yeah.
her designs, Like they're just
Truly.
good. Okay, should I do my next
Yes, I think we have the
whip?
same number of
Okay.
whips, so we can just
Okay.
alternate.
Where? Ooh. I I have everything here. I
Yeah.
just have a lot of different bags.
Yeah. No, that's my room has thrown up, and also I never unpacked for my trip, so oh, it's hidden. It's great. But my suitcase is still on the ground and I haven't unpacked. So and yeah, you can see I have this stack here that's literally just things that I've bought and also costumes.
Oh, never mind. I found it.
And then also here, which you can't really see, but I bought a new backpack because on my travels I realized that my current backpack is not cutting it. It's a little old. That's okay. Um what is the planned frequency on these podcasts? We're thinking every quarter, so every 3 months.
Okay.
But we'll see. I switched my scenes.
Sorry, I found it. Oh, I should switch my scene.
Hi,
Hopefully it's not frozen.
Dracobatic.
Did I say hi, Dracobatic? Okay. Oh, did you talk about how the planned frequency is quarterly?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Okay. Sorry about that. I just put a box over in the corner of the room, so obviously I forgot that it existed. But I have my little saison
Yes,
tote
your
that
favorite.
I love. And this is my Levitate wrap by My Favorite Things Knitwear.
Oh, I almost forgot about that.
I know. I've put it down for a bit. I think because I was working on other things. I kind of I'm not like a monogamous knitter. Like I'll have several projects going, but I sort of work on one kind of feverishly, and then I'll move on to another one for a little bit, and then I kind of jump around. So
Mm-hmm.
this one I finished the body, and
Oh.
I finished the body and I have to start the double knitting. But
Oh, it looks so good.
okay, sorry, my light has gotten kind of weird, but and my headphones are caught on my needles, please. Okay. But yeah, so this is a drop shoulder wrap cardigan.
Yes.
And I am knitting it on I think the recommended needle size that I just dropped on the ground. US 10 6mm needles. And this is in Explore Knits and Fibers, Rocky's DK, held with their Surrey alpaca lace, and they're both in the color Rioja from the Spain collection, which Chris also talked about earlier. So yeah, this is just the body of the cardigan. Here, maybe I'll
A
sort of
try
try
on. Yes.
on a little bit. So my next steps are, sorry, I know the lighting got kind of weird. But so this is the length of it. So it's hitting right sort of at the top of my hip. Which I really like that length, but then there also will be a double knit band around the whole front and then around the bottom. So there will be additional length, plus I'll block it, and then I need to do the sleeves, obviously. But so it wraps like this, and then there are a little tie that you make too. So it's just a cute wrap cardigan. It's so soft. It's very warm. I'm, like, so excited to have it done. I feel like my motivation is kind of waning because the weather is warming up, and so I kind
Mm.
of feel like I won't be able to wear it until next year, but, I mean, we'll see. But yeah, I love this. I'm, like it's been really great to knit as well. I feel like the needle size and the, like, yarn combo, like,
Mhm.
it went pretty fast. Um,
Yeah, I was just
yeah.
checking again what needle size I did for my doppio. It was also 6
Mhm.
millimeters, so yeah,
Mhm.
same thing.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and then you have, like so the back panel, is shaped with increases, but you do them,
In the light, it looks so
like,
good.
4 stitches in, I guess, so,
Mhm.
yeah, you end up with this nice, sort of band, that I think looks, really professional. Um, the fabric is a little, you can't really tell, looking at it, but, I can, look sort of through it, I guess. I wish it was a little bit denser of a fabric, but I do think it'll bloom, when
Mhm.
I block it.
For sure.
Um, and but yeah, I don't know if I have too much to say about this. I told you about my needle size and my yarn choice. Yeah, the next thing is the double knitting, and then I'll do the sleeves. Um, I think I wanted to do the double knitting first because I was thinking I was going to block it, do a mid project block, and then sort of verify that the sleeve length is going to be the length that I want.
Mhm.
But I'm sort of going back and forth on whether I want to do that or whether I want to just do it to pattern, and then figure it out from there. Cause I kind of have been sitting on it since I haven't done double knitting before. So this is my first
Fine.
double knitting project.
It's not bad.
Yeah, so which yeah, I've seen a bunch of tutorials and I feel ready for it. But yeah, I don't know. It's just I hope it's coming across how fuzzy this is, the
Ooh,
halo.
yeah, no, it's so
Um
pretty. Ugh, Ryoha's so
it
good.
just yeah, it has a really, really nice squish and it's so good. Um I'll show you the yarns individually.
Yes.
Which I was kind of surprised, I guess. I think this is probably normal for Surrey to take dye differently
Yeah, for sure.
than a wool, but the the wool is a
Love it.
lot darker, and then the Surrey is kind of this lighter, almost rosier
Mhm.
sort of shade. So I do kind of wish that this was a little deeper in color, but um I think they do knit
Ugh,
up really nicely
it's
together.
so good.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm so excited. So I'm excited to have this done. I just need to kind of decide to move back to it in my project rotation, and then I'll, finish it off. Cuz I don't think it'll take me that long cuz the needle size is um yeah. But I think that's all I have to say about my levitate wrap. Oh, I'm knitting size large
Mm.
also.
It looks so good.
Um
I love it.
yeah. Yeah. Oh, I can say about the sizing. So I was kind of between two sizes and I decided to go up because I watched several project vlogs. And if you look at the project, the pattern page on Ravelry, the sample looks very oversized and long, and the sleeves are sort of long and slouchy, and it's supposed to be sort of a leisure wear cardigan. Um, but in the project vlogs I've seen, the it always comes out pretty cropped, when people are following it to pattern. And obviously mine hits at the top of my hip, so that's kind of a cropped fit.
Mhm.
But I'm right on gauge and everything. So that was something that I wasn't expect or I kind of was and wasn't expecting. Like, I feel like it is unexpected from looking at the samples on the pattern page, but I had watched project vlogs, so I was sort of expecting it. So yeah, that's, I guess, one thing about the pattern. Um, they don't really mention like if the model is wearing like a larger size with more positive ease or
Oh.
anything. So
Uh-huh.
it's just kind of like, yeah, I don't really know what happened there.
Yeah.
Should I close my blinds maybe?
Up
Like
to
I
you.
just
Yeah,
have
I know
this
my
like
lighting has
bright
also changed, but I have my
bright
like
spot.
key light on, so it like
Mm,
fills it.
mhm, because the sun is like over there. But yeah,
Up to
that's
you.
my levitate wrap.
It's getting a bit late in the day for good lighting. Yeah, we tried to
Yeah.
film it earlier so that we have lighting.
Yeah, and we got started late.
Yeah. That's okay. We're doing great.
I gotta kind of speed through acquisitions probably too when we
Yeah.
get
Yeah,
there.
no worries. We can go a little faster. Yeah, I said I had 3 whips, but I'm just gonna talk about them together because they're like
Okay.
very small. Um, they're both socks. So, the first
I love
one
socks.
is the one where I finished one sock, and this is how much I have of. Oh wait, I need to change my camera. Okay. I finished one sock, and this is how much of the second sock I have on. So not
Okay,
really too
nice.
much to
But
talk
no
about.
second sock
Yeah,
syndrome here.
I did cast on immediately, but then I was working on other things, so
Yeah.
it's fine. We'll get there. But this is the Hibernal Socks by Summerly Knits. It looks so
Cute.
small like this.
Yeah.
Like I was like, maybe I should get a sock blocker just to make it look nicer. It does fit me.
Mhm.
It is
Mhm.
a little tight, but again, I think with like wearing
Mhm.
it and washing it and whatever, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
But it's kind of just like this faux cable pattern.
Cute.
Super, super pretty. I really, really like this pattern. The only thing I don't like about it is I think she could have charted it and it would have been easier to
Oh,
follow.
yeah.
But it's like a 4-row repeat, so easy to learn. So I also understand why she didn't chart it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's with Gems Luxe Fiber in the shade Sagittarius. Yeah, Gems Luxe Fiber in the shade Sagittarius on the Fab Sock base, which is a 75/25 merino nylon base. Bought it at Flock. Me and my other knitting friend whenever I send my other friend, like most of the time it's this person, I'm just like, I don't know how much she wants me to talk about her on this. But she is like an IRL knitting friend, which we actually met at the EKF pop-up last year. So
Oh my
really
gosh,
cute.
cute.
But we're both December babies, both Sagittarius. So we were shopping together at Flock towards the end of the day and saw the color, and we decided to make matching socks. So she's finished
It's
her
such a nice
hibernal
color.
socks.
I like it.
I love it. It's so great. I did not finish mine yet, clearly. But yeah, also, I mean, I guess I don't have hers to show, but we actually got 2 different dye lots.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
While we were shopping there, they were like, these are 2 different dye lots. And we're like, okay, like we'll get whatever we wanted. And classic me, I got like the more speckled, variegated one.
Mhm,
And then
mhm,
she got the
mhm.
more tonal, like less speckled one. So
Yeah.
that's a little fun. Knitting like
Cute,
I think
cute.
the second size on 2.25.
Mhm.
I normally knit on 2.25. My ruffle socks are 2.5 and they're a little loose, but it is what it is.
Mm.
And then my other one, again, has barely anything to talk about, but I was just really nervous about only bringing the Sophie shawl and the hat on my vacation. I was like, what if I want
Yeah.
a super small project? So I just cast on a sock, but I didn't work on it at all.
Mm.
All of this, sorry about the tangle, whatever. I literally haven't taken this out of the bag since I cast it on. But
That's so funny.
yeah, so this is 3.5mm needles, and this is with fingering weight held double. Like, how do I show
Ooh,
this?
that's very
Um,
cool.
yeah. Here's the yarn. I split it up into 2 different cakes, so just so that I had smaller cakes so that it's more portable.
Mhm. Mhm.
But this is Teeny Button Studio in their sock base, which I think is a 75/25. Yeah. And it's in Gideon the Knight, inspired
Oh.
by the book. I think it's not inspired by the cover, but it's inspired by Gideon herself. And she's like orange hair, so yeah, super
Mm, mhm.
fun. Um, Yeah, I'm holding it double for this. Literally just started the cuff, so not much to say. I'm
Mhm.
following the Summerly thick X. I don't remember which pattern I have. I haven't decided if I'm going to do the ribbed one or the stockinette one,
Mm. Mhm.
but they both start with like a two by
Yeah.
two cuff. So
Cuff.
I think
Yeah,
the stitch
yeah.
counts are slightly different, and I don't remember which one I chose. Whatever. We'll see later. um, yeah. All right. Your turn.
Fun. Okay. My last work in progress, which I just started this week,
I
because I
know
was
what it
really
is.
excited about the yarn. Well, so I
Oh,
was
I know what it
like,
is. I know what it is. You
you know
showed
what
it
it
off.
is? Okay.
Yeah.
I have been like, okay, I'm trying not to go on like several tangents. Oh, big cam again.
Yes, I
Um,
remember this time.
about every project,
We
but
love tangents, though.
this is the central tangent is that I like in general try to be mindful about like my consumption, okay? And so like I've been trying to think about like how cuz I like knitting. And to knit you need yarn, right? And I do think like knitting is like a slower fashion thing and like, like if I'm making things myself, like I enjoy the process, so it like adds to my life. So, I've been trying to think about ways that I can acquire yarn that are like maybe like a little bit better, like other than ways other than like directly like purchasing new yarn.
Hmm.
So, I was like thinking about acquiring yarn from people's stashes on Ravelry. So people can mark their yarn as like willing to sell or trade. So I really liked this shawl pattern by Sari Nordland, the Laulu shawl. Um, and I saw Amy from Knee Knits on YouTube knitting it, and I was influenced. So I was looking for some knitting for Olive that people were trying to destash because I didn't want to. It just takes one ball of knitting for Olive merino and one ball of knitting for Olive soft silk mohair each. And so I was like, I don't really want to pay for shipping from Europe for like just one ball plus like the consumption. So, anyways, I found somebody who had a color that I liked. Um, and I purchased this yarn from their stash. So I have two balls of each. And I cast on my La
Uh,
Luz shawl, and this is again knitting for Olive Merino, held with their soft silk mohair in dusty petroleum blue, which I think is just like a gorgeous color. So it's like this cabled shawl, and it has like eyelets every like so often, kind of throughout. This is just marking which side is the front, but like I'm kind of obsessed with this. I'm trying to be in my tiny scarf era.
yes.
So this is like sort of a tiny scarf, and then I have another project in mind that's a tiny scarf. And I want to be like bold enough to wear my tiny scarves.
Yes.
That's like my goal in my life. But I just like I love this color. It's so good. It's funny cuz I feel like I keep acquiring yarns in like sort of moody reds and blues. Um and those were my wedding colors.
Oh,
So it's like I don't know. I'm in like my moody red and blue era. But yeah, this is my Laulu shawl by Sari Nordland, and I'm just using the recommended needles as well. US size 6. These are my Clover Takumis,
no.
which I purposefully did because I am traveling in like a week, and so I wanted something to like
Wooden,
take on
yeah.
the plane, and yeah, that was wooden that
Yeah.
wouldn't get
Yeah.
confiscated by
Me
TSA.
too.
So, but yeah, welcome in, Raiders. Hi.
Hi.
Sorry, we're like in mid knitting podcast. Hobby Tan, thanks so much for the raid. How was your stream? Welcome
Hello,
in,
dark.
Dalcion01. I'm Oat. I use she, her pronouns. I'm here with Chris.
Hi.
Chris is also live. we're just talking about our knitting projects. We just finished talking about things we're currently working on. But yeah,
Which
hobby, how was your stream?
yeah, so I was just reminded when you mentioned knitting for Olive and only needing one skein. I was reminded that I actually do have another whip that I also didn't talk about yet with all of
Oh my
y'all.
gosh.
So and it's
Tell
literally
us.
sitting on my
Tell
bed.
us.
I cast on, actually, you guys kind of know, maybe, but I cast on an Oslo hat on my birthday in December.
Oh, cute.
And once I got back from vacation, I started working on it more, but it was just like a super chill project. So as you can see, I'm marling 2 yarns. And I had more of the knitting for Olive. This is Dusty Violet, I think. And then the lighter purple is
Ooh.
Dururum Natura Albertine, which is a 90% merino, 10% silk fingering weight yarn. And I have the color Orsin, I think, Oursin. And I'm on the decreases. I just
Okay.
started working on this again. Like, it's been on and off since December. But I ran out of the Dururum Natura.
No.
So, and which is really frustrating because, like, as you can see, I literally did half the
Yeah.
brim in the knitting for Olive because I had more of it. And then I still ran out of the Durum Natura. And why it's so frustrating is because La Mercerie sells it, and I was literally at La
Oh,
Mercerie a
you were
week
just
ago.
there.
And they're currently moving, and it's like kind of annoying to get to La Mercerie
Yeah.
because you have to like take a ferry and everything.
It's on an island, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, I was literally there. I could have bought this yarn if I knew I was going to run out.
That's so funny.
But yeah, so it's just gonna hold until I go in person to get yarn because I don't want to pay shipping for a 50 grams grain of yarn.
Yeah.
So
Makes sense. Makes sense. It was very good. First experience of original Alone in the Dark. You're very bad at it, but having a lot of fun. We thought this would be the perfect way to wind down
oh
after
my
the spooky
gosh.
thrills. Oh my gosh. Well, I hope it's comfy. I don't know what Alone in the Dark is, but that sounds scary. But retro horror, I mean, that's like certainly a genre.
I also just
It seems,
realized I forgot to switch scenes. It's okay.
Oh,
Everything's
it's
fine. There's so many things to remember.
Everything's fine. We're doing great. This is our first knitting podcast.
We're
So
attempting.
we're doing it live, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I also saw that it's specifically Alone in the Dark 1992. So I guess that's what you mean by
Yes.
original.
Retro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I also don't know of the unoriginal.
Me neither.
But that sounds cool. I guess we've done some spooky games.
Yeah. I still haven't finished Little Nightmares.
Oh,
I should do
yeah.
that.
I mean, Chris and I have played Phasmo together
Oh,
a
that's
few
true.
times. Phasmophobia.
Does Lethal count?
Lethal Company. It's sort of spooky, I guess.
Yeah.
And then if you consider Subnautica scary, I didn't find it super scary. Also Outer Wilds, but I also didn't find Outer Wilds super scary. But yeah, I want to play more spooky games. I like it. But thanks so much for the raid, Hobby. I hope this is like a nice chill wind down. But yeah, we're knitting and chatting. Or we're not knitting. We're chatting about knitting.
Yeah.
That's
true. I could be knitting right now, but I didn't think about that. Maybe next time. I feel like I'm just so focused on like trying to switch scenes on a lot of things to think about. Yeah. Feel free to ask us any questions about our knitting. Yeah, we're attempting to try to make it more like pared down What? Pared down a bowl. So that we can like maybe like put it into something that's more like VOD for like YouTube. But yeah we'll see how
content.
It goes. Yeah,
potentially. Yeah. Good night, Hunt.
Night, Hunt. Sleep well. Sleep well.
Oh, you were learning the Little Nightmares speed run. Whoa, that's cool.
Man, I really want to watch that, but I do like I'm normally not spoiler adverse, but I do think Little Nightmares is a game that if I know how to solve it, then it kind of takes away
because it's like
from
a puzzle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
I've like watched people play it, but I didn't retain anything.
Yeah. But I feel like with the speed run, I would retain it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, probably. It's like a shorter format than like watching someone struggle. Yeah.
Unless there's glitches, then it'll go over my head. I'll watch it if it's glitched.
That's so funny. Okay, so those are all of the things we're working on
Yeah.
at the moment.
Acquisitions?
Acquisitions. Yes. I have 10
I have so many.
technically. And I said my whole thing about trying to be mindful of my consumption, and then when I was, like, sitting down to, like, list out all my acquisitions, I was like, "Oh, that's, yeah, that's quite a few things that I've acquired." So, like,
Yeah.
maybe I have plans to acquire more yarn. That's the worst thing, I feel like, is I'm, like, realizing how much yarn I've acquired, and then also, like, I have plans to acquire more, and I'm like, "Oh, oh, no." So
Yeah. I think like I'm trying to be more mindful of what I buy. Like last year, I was like, I want to have a plan for everything. This
Mhm.
year, I'm more just like, I want to very much limit, and ideally, I want to use more than I buy.
Yeah,
But at the
I
same
think the net
time,
negative is
yeah,
good.
net negative. But at the same time, like, um, if I go to like an in-person event, I like if I see something that I'm like, I want that, then
Yeah,
I
yeah,
kind of don't limit myself there, I guess. And so that's
yeah.
why my acquisitions is so big right now. It's because I went to an
Mhm.
in-person event last week. But yeah, I also like have the means to buy the
Yeah,
yarn,
yeah.
so yeah.
Yeah, it's, like, such a tricky thing, and it's funny because okay, so, like, I pay a lot of attention to, like, how other knitting content creators sort of talk. Wow, okay. The sun kind of just, like, peeked
Oh,
out
it's
from
yeah,
behind a
it's
cloud, and
bright.
it's, like, really, like, a lot. Um, Maybe I go close my blinds, like, a little bit,
That's
see if it
okay.
evens out. Sorry,
Yeah.
hold.
No, you're fine. I'm
Hold,
holding.
please.
I'll be frozen. No. Um, do you guys keep a list of everything, of all the yarn you have? I started keeping an inventory of mine because I needed to know what colors I had to work with. Yeah. So for me, I keep all of my yarn in an Airtable.
Okay.
I specifically used Airtable because
Oh,
I was
okay, we're
already,
frozen again
oh,
on
rip.
my oh,
Um, but yeah,
why does it do
that's
this?
so weird.
Ugh. Oh,
Yeah. Oh my God.
we're
Hi,
back.
Quado.
Hi, Quado.
Yeah, I keep my yarn in an Airtable because I was using Airtable to log other things. Like I was using it for nail polish, I was using it for like cooking recipes. So it was just kind of a natural way to
Mhm,
like log all of my yarn. I do kind of wish it was in Ravelry, but
mhm.
oh well, it's okay. But yeah, I could organize it more, but the essential things is I have every like grouping of yarn and like how much of it. Like if I have the same of one color, I'm not going to put that in multiple times, right? So I have the
Yeah,
quantity, and then I also try to put in if I've used the yarn or if it's just in stash, and like the dates and stuff, so I can track it for 2024, 2023, stuff like that. So I do keep track
yeah,
of my yarn, and I think
yeah,
oh, you keep yours in Ravelry.
I have all mine in Ravelry. So I went through and updated it, like, before this, but since, like, last summer, I hadn't really updated it, but I hadn't really acquired any yarn
Mm.
from Flock until, like, the end or the beginning of this year, which
Mm-hmm.
you'll see what I acquired. But yeah, I was so good the last 6 months of the year that I was like, "Wow, I can have a little yarn as a treat."
As a treat. The blinds closed looks good.
Okay, good. I It is a little darker in here, so sorry about that. But yeah,
Okay,
it's
still
you
looks
don't
good.
have, like, the weird lighting difference. Um, okay.
Yeah,
You wanna go first?
I can go first. I don't know what order I'm gonna go in. I think I'm
I'm
gonna
attempting to go
I'm
chronologically.
trying to go chronologically, but I'm kind of forgetting what I got chronologically, which is bad.
Mm.
So, but I do know I'll start with one because so yeah, the way I categorize yarn is if when I bought it.
Mhm.
So some of the yarn that I got this year, I bought last year, and so I'm not going to talk about
Okay.
it except for this one because it pairs with a yarn that I
Yeah.
did buy this year.
Okay.
So I didn't have time to take everything out of its plastic, so apologies for crinkle. Um,
The crinkling.
but Okay,
Ooh.
so I ordered from Paisley Knits New Zealand collection. Oh shit, I have an invoice in here, so I need to make sure that doesn't. Okay, but yeah, I ordered from Paisley Knits New Zealand collection last year, and it arrived. I think it still arrived last year. But I also ordered one other thing to pair with it. So sorry. Okay, so the main things I'll show in a sec, but I guess since I'm already showing this off, I'll show off this. But I got 2 skeins of the Silky Sock Base, which I believe is... Oh, I should switch scenes. You're so smart. So I got 2 skeins.
It's just broken.
It's frozen again. Oh, that's so frustrating.
No.
Okay, I got 2 skeins on the Shiny Sock Base, which is 100% mulberry silk. And this is Milky Way, and this is Iraqi. Time to ooh and ah for sure. And I was planning on making the Milady's tops with this, and I was gonna make. I mentioned that I was going to a wedding in October, and when I bought this, I was like, I'll make a top for the bride in this one, and I'll make myself a matching one in this one. We'll see if I continue doing that. Yeah, so that just super quickly. And then the main part, let me pile this in here real quick. And let me, sorry for your ears. So yeah, I bought 5 skeins of this, and then I have single skeins of these, which were from Paisley Knits. And then this is what I ordered this year. So this is Coast to Coast Natural Decay in the shade London Fog, which I bought from the Fantasy Coffee House collection from this year. And I bought it to pair with these, which is why I'm even talking about these yarns that I bought last year. But yeah, so these are all the Salty DK base, which all of these are non-superwash merino wool, including this one. It's falling off my lap.
And so pretty.
Yeah, so this is Charlotte.
Ooh.
This is Moraki. Or maybe it helps if I show the colorway inside. Oh my gosh, wait. If Quado was still here, these are all inspired by New Zealand.
Oh.
By the way,
true.
this is the New Zealand collection. This is Crown Range. So these are from the New Zealand collection, and then I was gonna pair it with this because I want to make the interthreading pullover with this as the main color. So it's kind of striped, but with a little bit of texture. So this would be the main color, and then the stripes would be in these 3 colors. You can kind of see it like that.
Yeah, that's very nice.
Yeah, so that's acquisition.
Oh my gosh, low-key similar to my color palette for the Waterbury plaid scarf.
Yeah, kind of.
So like dark blue, light blue, green, gray.
You should send Quado to hand deliver them to you. So it wasn't, this dyer is based in Canada, but it was inspired by their travels to New Zealand. So yeah. I will mute myself while you go so that I can put it back into the bag.
I think I'm just gonna try to stay on the tiled.
Yeah, that's fair.
Both
I'll
of us
try to remember to switch.
So I don't have to switch back and forth.
Makes sense.
Hopefully it works out, chat. Okay, so this yarn I acquired. Hopefully my husband can't hear me. I acquired yarn to make a sweater for my husband. So it is like quite a lot of drops Lima. I'll get one out, which is 65% wool, 35% alpaca. It's very nice. It's very squishy. It's like not as soft as I feel like I would expect, but there is more wool than alpaca. And the color is 9030, which I think is something like moss green or something. It's actually like a newer colorway for this. Dark Ivy is what it's called. So yeah, it's just this really nice dark green. I'm gonna make the Hansthom sweater by Petite Knit. And I think that uses probably like Sandnesgarn or like one of the like
Mm.
European yarns that's recommended. But so how I figured out like yarn substitution was I looked at that yarn and then I looked at the weight per like length. So like the grams per meters or whatever. And then I was looking on Wool Warehouse, and I found like a similar drops yarn with the same or like a similar weight per meterage. So that was how I substituted the yarn. But my gauge did turn out like quite a bit tighter, I think, than the gauge for the sweater. So um but I liked the density of the fabric. So I think I'll probably just size up on like when I go to make it. So yeah, but I'm excited about this. It's like it's just like it's a very pretty green. Like
Cute. Yeah.
yeah, I really like the shade of green.
I like it.
Um and then in that same order, um I got two skeins of Drops Daisy.
Mm-hmm.
Um and these are the colors 01 and 17. So this is a different shade of green. 01 is just off-white, so it's like kind of a cream color. And then this is moss green. So it's like a little bit of a warmer green than the other one. I know the lighting is like weird, and so maybe it's hard to tell, but this is a little bit of a warmer green. I feel like I've also kind of been obsessed with like warm greens recently, like the stripe in the varsity sock.
Mm-hmm.
And then like if you're into nail polish, like Hollow Taco had their like not
Modest
pressed
mouse.
color.
Modest moss.
Modest Moss, true, also.
I'll
This
put
green
mine
looks
away.
more brownish. Yeah, it's a little bit more subdued. Um,
Yeah.
like you can
Yeah. More
see
olivey,
better.
which I
Yeah,
love.
yeah, definitely more olivey. Exactly. So like sort of the warmer, like olivey greens, I feel like I've been into.
Mm-hmm.
And so these are for the Merit mittens by Skein Knits. So they're like a
Oh.
really cute, like floral selvy mitten.
Uh-huh.
So and again, I did the same sort of like yarn substitution thing. So I hope this will be like a good substitute, but that pattern doesn't have different sizes. You just knit with different needle sizes to like accomplish the gauge you need for your hands. So I think it'll probably be fine. But this is just Drops Daisy is 100% extra fine merino wool. So I'm excited about those. But I don't know if I'll be starting these projects like soon because I my order arrived in like January and then I haven't started on these things and they're like very winter projects, like a sweater and a pair of mittens. So I'm like, am I starting or am I going to put them off for a little bit because I have some other maybe more summer friendly fibers. So we'll see, but soon TM those will
Yes.
become other things.
Love it. Okay, I will go ahead. I prepped and got these ones out because these were in the most crinkly bag. But so I joined a D-Stash Discord earlier this year. And I found these on the D-Stash and I just had to have them because I know that this dyer doesn't dye anymore. So this is what I got. This is Jador Fibers
Ooh.
in the Fira DK base, which is 75, 25, so merino nylon, but it's a DK, which is cool. And it's in the color Black Sesame, which like
That's so pretty.
I
Yeah,
like it's
I love
so
that.
pretty. It's like almost like a gray black with like black speckles, like so Black Sesame, so great. And yeah, Jador Fibers isn't dying anymore. I know they went to Woolen Folk and then decided to stop their business after that. So I got this. I saw it listed on the D Stash, and I was like, "Well, this is my chance to get Jador Fibers," and I decided to get it. I have four. I think that I need maybe a little bit more to make a cardigan, but I do want to try to eke a cardigan out of this. So we'll see. We'll
Mm,
try to figure it out.
it's so pretty.
I don't
Hi,
understand this
was.
chat.
Doesn't bend. Oh,
Yeah, I was like, I feel like this is one that I'm not supposed to read out loud.
yeah. Don't read it out
Anyway, hi Waz.
loud. I was.
Okay, your turn.
um, yeah. Okay. I'm kind of, I guess, grouping them up a little bit. Because it sort of works out to do that. Oh, okay. So these are all from the same trip to my local yarn store. I think this was like the first time I went. No, this was the second time I went to my local yarn store. Or maybe they're from two different trips to my. Anyways, I acquired these yarns from my local yarn store. So the first one I saw it. Oh,
Your stream is buffering. Oh,
no.
stream dead.
Reconnection successful. Okay,
OBS
sorry. Are we back?
disconnected. I don't see it back yet.
I'm green again.
Maybe
This
refresh?
is like,
Let me refresh.
yeah, try refreshing. Testing,
Okay,
testing.
yeah, it's back.
Okay.
Refresh worked.
I'll give everybody a second to refresh.
I haven't even been
And then
looking
I'll
at
say
my
my
own
thing.
stream, so I don't know. Like,
I'm not looking at either. I'm just like, I feel like my um like I think it is like maybe resource issues because things keep like loading
mm-hmm.
and I don't know. So um are we back
I think so.
for the rest of chat? Okay, hopefully you can hear me. Since we have Chris's stream, I'm just gonna keep going. Hopefully also things are not frozen. Oh, ads went again. Okay, that makes sense.
Oh,
Welcome back from the ads.
Mm.
Um, okay, so I was saying I got these yarns at my local yarn shop. This one I saw it and I saw the colorway name and I was like, I have to get that because this is Malabrigo Ultimate Sock in the color 696 whole grain.
Yes.
And I was like, oh my gosh, that's me. Oh no, a second set of ads started.
That's
I'm
annoying.
so sorry. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Oh, you can see it pretty well. It's like a very subtle, like dusty tonal, like, and it's like got this really like it's sort of this purpley blue like shift. So I'm very excited for this. I think I'm going to make a pair of very pretty socks from this, like maybe one of the Sorry Nordland socks. Yeah, like just something like lacy and like pretty, because I think it's just like it's such a pretty color, and it's called whole grain. And then my yarn store had these Madeline Tosh minis.
Ooh.
They're the unicorn tails minis. Oh, sorry. This is the Malabrigo is 7525 superwash nylon. Exactly S. That's why I got it. But these are 100% superwash merino wool minis. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but they were so pretty. I like had to get them. So they're like these like hand dyed variegated yarns. So this one is okay, please. It's just like dark with like teal and like sort of burnt orange and white variegation. Yeah, sort of gem tones, I guess. And then this one is white with like please focus. It's fine. You can still see the color, like burnt orangey and brown sort of variegation. I have no idea what I'm gonna do with these, but We'll see. Because I feel like I don't know that I could just like throw a variegated cuff on a sock.
You
Like I could,
can. Yeah.
but it would take some more planning as to
Yeah.
like what I'm going to pair with it, I think. So, I'm really excited about these though. They're so pretty. But yeah. And oh, the colors are Modern Fair Isle for the white one. And then this one is Bittersweet.
Cute.
Cute.
If this'll had to buy this'll do special. Yeah. Yeah.
True. Yes, exactly. No, yeah. Anything, I'm also a sucker for anything like IRL that has like my real name. Like I will purchase it. Like, yeah.
Anything
um,
special.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, was I've been knitting for about a year, almost a year. So it's like more recent for me, but I've been really enjoying it.
Yeah. Okay. I took a couple out just so because I kind of have a lot. But I should have talked about this the other one too, but I bought more D-stash yarn.
Nice.
So I got
Ooh.
EKF Surrey in Balsamico from a
That's
D-stash.
so pretty.
Yeah, so I have been eyeing Balsamico for a while, but then I have Dusk from EKF in a DK sweater quantity, so I just like hadn't gotten Balsamico because I think they're kind of similar. This one's a little bit cooler than Dusk, I think. But the main reason I got it is because they were actually destashing a partial skein as well. I don't remember how much this is, but I want to say it's like more than like 80% of the 50 gram skein.
Nice.
And for a lot of sweaters for me, I can't just do 2 skeins, but 3 skeins I have so much extra. So I was like, this is so nice because this is like I'll have less extra when I use this.
Like a perfect amount.
Yeah. And of course, like when you're buying from D-Stash, it's like cheaper.
Yeah, true.
So yeah. So my thinking is to make a Harlow sweater V-neck with this. Because I have the aforementioned Dusk. But I'm pretty sure that I have enough of it that I'll have leftovers. And then I also have Woodland from EKF, which is a more variegated, like purpley orangey shade. And I'm in my head, I'm like, I will micro stripe the two and hold it with this. Or I will just use Dusk and hold it with this. Unsure what I'm gonna do yet, but I was like, I will definitely use this. I have so much purple, I want it. So other D-stash yarn. And then the other two that I'll talk about because I like purple.
You really do. I'm sensing a theme.
Yeah. So this is from the January collective skein from Woolberry Fiber Co. It's in the shade Button Jar, and then I think this mini is Mercantile. Very cozy sock, 80/20 merino nylon. I'm not personally in the collective, but my friend who I keep mentioning is, and she was like, yeah, if you want it, I will help you get it. And I wanted this because basically at the beginning of the year, I realized that all of my sock skeins were variegated, like ultra variegated, which I love. I love variegation, but I wanted to make more like textured cabled socks, and I feel like that doesn't read as well in a lot of the variegated yarns that I already have. So I wanted to get more neutral ones, and this isn't tonal. There are like purpley speckles in it. But this is something that would look totally fine in a textured sock because there's such little speckles in it. And then the purple mini. So yeah, that's for socks. And then the other single skein I'll talk about, this again, it's like kind of purpley whatever.
Very crisp.
Yeah, very me. This is from ZZ Textiles. It's in their silk sock base, 80% merino, 20% silk. And it's in Elberdrichel. It's like she like had offered a pre-order earlier this year. And I like wanted a single skein of this.
So pretty.
Right? I love it.
Sock base?
Yeah. Because I think
the luxury.
Yeah. Feels really, really nice. My plan is a mini mock neck tank. Jessie May.
Cute. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I love that.
Okay. Passing the baton.
Soon you'll be having your own sheep for the yarn. Perhaps. We have talked about Angora rabbits. um a little bit. Okay, I have four more because I already showed you the knitting for Olive. Four more acquisitions. Okay. So, this one I deeply love a series of unfortunate events, the book series. And Nicole, aka at Nicole Does It, shout outs, told us about an indie dyer who's doing a series of sock yarns based on a series of unfortunate events. So this is the third installment based on the Wide Window. Oh my gosh, so true, Allie. And it's Golden Age Studio Fibers. And it's like this very, very gorgeous, like variegated. It's like bluey purple and then like a darker sort of shade of that, and then it has these like burgundy and like orange, and it's just like so pretty. So this main one is the Wide Window, and then this blue is Cold as Ike. And so it's just 25% recycled nylon and then 75% superwash merino. And that's Golden Age Studio Fibers. It's like literally, it's so pretty. Like and it's based on like sort of the color palette from the cover of the book.
It's so pretty.
So I'm obsessed with it. I'm really excited to make some socks from it. I don't know if I'm going to like use the contrast with this or if I'm going to save it for maybe something else. But I'll figure that out. So yeah, that is that. Do you have more or?
Yeah.
Okay, no, that's fine. That's like a unit of its own, so you can go.
I have so much. Yeah, I have like 1, 2, 3, 4 more groupings roughly.
Okay. 2 more.
So. Okay. Yeah, so okay, I'll talk about these real quick. But this,
oh my gosh.
I know this is like kind of falling out, but one of the
No, those are so pretty.
Yeah, I forgot to change cameras. Okay, one of the yarn stores by me was having a moving sale. So me and friend went to it, and just to like look around, we went to the last day of the sale. And yeah, because we wanted to like try to help limit ourselves, you know. But yeah, so I ended up picking up these two because it's a base that I've been thinking about trying, Juniper Moon Farms Cumulus base. So it is a 94% cotton, 6% nylon, but it's a worsted weight, I believe. It says 4 medium. The gauge is 16 to 20 stitches, so yeah, I think it's worsted. And it's 251 yards for 100 grams. So I feel like there's like quite a bit of yardage in here for it being cotton. And obviously you can't feel it, but it's very lightweight and very soft. So I feel like it like will make a really cute like summer thing, because I think sometimes cotton feels heavy. Yeah, so I'm thinking stripes again, a t-shirt probably.
Cute.
Yeah, so we'll see. And then I will also talk about our yarn swap.
I forgot about yarn swap. I have that too.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so we did a yarn swap, and I don't know if like just like got the instructions wrong or something, but they definitely sent me a lot of yarn. And like we kind of were like, we'll do like a $30-ish limit. I got a lot of yarn from Jess, so I'll go ahead and talk about it. So she sent me the Chopel Zarbal Crazy sock yarn. I believe this is just like merino nylon, and it's 2 different colors. This one's blue, this one's gray. So it's kind of like stripy vibes, but all in the same color scheme. So I've been wanting to try these, so super cool.
Yeah.
I also got some drops. This is Drops Baby Merino. So I think this is Superwash Merino. And it's like in this bright blue color. I don't know what to make with this, but we'll figure something out. And then also these, I was like, Jess, this is so much.
Oh, those
I
are so pretty.
these don't have a label on them, so I'm not sure what it is. I think it's like from feeling it and looking at it, I want to say it's a fingering weight Surrey, but I'm not sure, and I probably should ask.
Oh, that's so
um,
interesting.
yeah, but it's like kind of this like white, pink, green color. I don't know, maybe like one of those like really cute like single strand like long. There's like a I forgot what it's called, but it's by Park and Knit. It's like a long sleeve
Mm-hmm.
like mohair situation. Maybe one
Yeah.
of that would look so fun in this, but yeah. Really got spoiled by my yarn swap. So,
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
yeah.
Cute. I love those. Um, yeah, my yarn swap buddy was Lerb, and I got yarn from Meeker Street Antique Shop. I don't know if that's the brand or like an antique shop that sells yarn. Um, and it's in the color Wedding Mint, and this is 100% Rambouillet, which is an American breed of sheep. Like how a cashmere is like from the cashmere goat, you know. So it's like it kind of looks like just light blue, but then like you look closer and it has like all of these like sort of shades of like darker blue in it. Like so it's like very tonal. It's very soft. Um and like it just it's so squishy. It's like really pretty. Um and I think what I it just got very dark in this room. Sorry, but I think what I'm going to make with this is the grandma core hood from
Oh
Kutova
yeah.
Kika.
Yes.
So it's like a little like winter accessory. But again, I acquired this yarn at the beginning of the year when it was still winter, and then have not gotten around to like making my winter accessory. So maybe this will wait until like later on to cast on. But I'm really excited for that. I think that'll be cute, and like I feel like I don't know why I don't have more hand knit accessories in my wardrobe because I'm like so cold all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm very excited for this.
How many more groupings do you have?
2.
Okay, perfect. I have 3. I was like I can combine 2, but okay, I'll talk about the 3.
Okay.
Okay, so this was my one of the unplanned things. Well, okay, I also ordered a bunch from EKF Monochrome, but it hasn't arrived yet, so we don't have to talk about it.
That'll be
But
in the next
yeah,
podcast.
it's fine. So Red Door Fiber Studios was doing a small Avatar: The Last Airbender update.
Ooh.
Um, for the celebration of watching the live action releasing, which I have not
Mm-hmm.
watched. I have heard it's okay, is what I've heard. But I love Avatar: The Last Dragon. I love Avatar: The Last Airbender, and obviously Iroh is an amazing character, and I also love Jasmine Tea. And so the name of this color is Jasmine Dragon.
It's so pretty.
Yeah, and then so I had to get it. I love it. It's
Yeah.
so beautiful. I remember like Red Door Fiber Studio had like a greatest hits last year, 2 years ago.
Mm.
And I really wanted this color to come back for it, and it didn't. So when I saw that
Mm.
they were bringing this back, I was like, I'm buying it. I
Yeah.
will fight everyone because basically the last time I shopped in stock like greatest hits from Red Door Fiber Studio, I really wanted like sweater quantities of some of the Avatar colorways, and I couldn't, and I just got one skein of Crochet Warrior, and I was like, okay, I'm fighting
Mm.
everyone. But yeah, so I got one sock set. This mini is called Grand Lotus. It's blowing out
So
slightly,
pretty.
but it's like a very bright, springy green. It's
Yeah.
so pretty. And then I got an extra single skein. So these are both on the bounce sock base, which is
Mm-hmm.
75 25. I think that's wrong. Pretty sure it's 80-20, but whatever. It's fine. Maybe the label knows better than me, but I swear it's 80-20. But yeah, and then I also got the Surrey base, which is just the 328 normal Surrey in Grand Lotus.
So pretty.
So it's like again like a springy green. It's showing up lighter on camera than it is in real life. Slightly lighter. It's just
Mm-hmm.
being blown out slightly. Oh well, it's okay. And yeah, so basically I just really wanted a sock set. But I also was like thinking of ideas. I had so many different ideas. I've been talking to my screen. I've had so many ideas, and the one that I kind of settled on was potentially making an what is it called? I always forget the name of this, but it's the new one from um Drea Renee Knits, Andrea
Oh,
Maury.
like the shift cowl or
No, not the
something?
shift. It's the mosaic knitting one with
Uh-huh.
Suri, and why am I forgetting the name? I always forget.
No
Um
idea.
oh my god. It's not the interthreading. This is driving me nuts, but there is
The everyday cowl?
no, there's a pullover version, there's a cardigan version, and there's a vest. Tessellated. The
Oh, okay.
tessellated vest was a Rhinebeck pattern. And
Mm,
then she also released a tessellated pullover and a tessellated cardigan. I love cardigans. So, and looking at
yeah.
the yardage of it, it seemed like since they were using the Spin Cycle Sport base, which I think a lot of people say is more like a fingering weight, and yardage wise, I think it's like 400 yards or maybe 300 yards
Mm-hmm.
or for 75 or something like that. So I was like, I think I can get away with using fingering for it. At least this like thicker fingering.
Mm-hmm.
And then also looking at the yardages for the smaller sizes, it only used one suri. So I was like, I think I can get away with making socks and also a cardigan. I don't know what I'm going to use for the main color because it uses three colors. So it uses one on suri, one that's like a color changing yarn, and then one like solid yarn. So I was thinking to replace the color changing with the variegated. Um,
Mm.
and then solid, I don't know what I'm going to do. I do have like extra drift from EKF that's coming in with my monochrome order. That maybe it's like a gray purple. So I was like, maybe it'll
Mm-hmm.
look good. I did hold it up
Yeah.
next to my already wound up cake of drift. But I couldn't really get a picture of it because I don't know, I can't do color combos with a cake and then a hank.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see. But I mean, I just had to have it. So
Yeah. Very pretty. I always love a sock set. I just,
I know.
you can't beat a good sock set.
So pretty.
Yeah.
Okay, your turn.
Okay. I'm sorry it's so dark in my room. So, um, we're catching up to like real time. So this is like yarn that I've acquired like in the last week or so. Um, so I was with my family and I dragged them all to a yarn shop. So I got this. This is Aini by Amano. It's 80% baby alpaca and 20% silk. And it's this like really beautiful, okay, it's gonna come across like weird color, but it's like more sort of subdued than what it looks like right now. Um, Sort of this, it's kind of like an appley red, I guess, but like not like a dark red apple red. It's like hard to describe. I don't know. It's kind of like a dark blush, maybe, is how I'll describe it. Um, the color is 5016. Um, and I did swatch already. Yeah, maybe kind of like baked apple. Like it's like yeah, it's kind of like a dusty sort of shade. I did swatch and I swatched in the round this time.
Oh, fancy.
Um yeah, and so it's alpaca and silk, so I'm thinking it would make a good cumulus tea. And I have
Ooh.
enough to do the cumulus tea. So I have like um I have my one cake from when I swatched, but it's like it's very pretty and I'm like excited. And then at the same yarn shop, I saw this and fell in love. I'm a sucker for a good silk mohair.
You really
So
are.
this
You love
I
mohair.
really am.
And
This
I just
is
want to, sorry,
Barocco.
I
Yeah,
just want
no, go
to
ahead.
interject because I feel like a lot of people I know who are like knitters or whatever, they like mohair and whatever because a lot of people knit with it. But I feel like
Mhm.
you've been buying mohair sweaters forever. Like you love Cezanne
Yes.
and like
No, I
love the
have.
mohair
I
there.
do.
So I feel like
I
you're
do.
like so familiar with it before becoming a
Yeah.
knitter.
like as outside of
Yeah.
knitting. I already know that I enjoy it. So true. Yeah. Okay, but I am a sucker for a good mohair, and this one is so pretty, and it's very spring as well. So this is the Barocco Aerial Color. Um, this colorway is 34106. But it's like this variegated, like purple, green, yellow, blue shade, and it's 65% mohair, 35% silk. And yeah, I saw this and I was like, I'm obsessed with it. And so I bought enough to make a cumulus blouse, but you just heard me mention I'm gonna make a cumulus tee, so I'm undecided on what I'm gonna do with this. I already have some mohair that, like, I have just mohair projects for. So, like, from Flock, one of my, like, yeah, I have,
The
like, a wrap
blue.
cardigan that I'm gonna make, and then I have the Ghost Whisperer by Park and Knit that I'm gonna make. So, um but I did swatch for the Cumulus blouse, which is the, like, long sleeve mohair, and this is 2 strands held together. My gauge was, like, definitely a few stitches, like, off.
Hmm.
Um, so I don't know, but then also, like, I feel like maybe for, like, my personal style, like, a sort of looser mohair garment in, like, such a variegated, like, colorway is, like, I don't know if I would, like, wear it, you know? Like, I'm like, I think it would be really pretty, but I don't know if I would wear, um, something like this. So I'm thinking that I will try to acquire either like a fingering weight yarn that I can hold with this and like make like a sweater. That's option one. Option two is acquire a different silk mohair that's solid and then hold one strand of that and one strand of this together to sort of tone it down a little bit. And then option three is for some reason I feel like a cardigan in this would like not be too much. And Petite Knit does have the novice cardigan mohair edition, which is you just hold two strands of mohair together and make a cardigan. Because I feel like if you like, I wore the cardigan open like over like a white t-shirt or something, like it breaks it up a little bit. And it would just be like beautiful and flowy and drapey and like I'm like, yes, like sign
Yes.
me up. So potentially this will become a cardigan. Um, if I don't find a good like mohair, because I have been obsessed with the idea of holding a variegated mohair with like a solid yarn for a while. Like
Yes.
I just feel
It's
like
like the
the
best
like
combo.
subtle like speckling and yeah, that it I need it.
Yes. Love it.
But yes. That was yeah, everything from me dragging my family to a yarn shop.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, mine is kind of similar. So this is now vacation yarn. It's wild because I feel like if
Vacation.
the EKF pop-up didn't exist, this would be my
Uh-huh.
like so amazing, right? But the EKF pop-up existed, so that's what I'll talk about after this. But as I mentioned before, I went to Madrid and I wasn't planning on buying yarn, but I was with 9 other enablers, and also a
Mm,
lot of them either are
goodness.
learning to crochet or really wanted to learn. So we actually like decided to do an impromptu like crochet night where I like taught people how to crochet. We didn't have as much time as we thought we were going to, so I only did it one night. And we like I taught people how to like do a magic circle and like start there, but we didn't really get much further than that night. But we were
Mhm.
trying to make flower coasters. Um,
Cute.
and one person did actually like finish hers on the plane back, but we obviously like had to go to the store to like get stuff, so like I was like
Mhm.
already in, and then I did kind of like bookmark different knitting stores because I was like, if we're in the area I guess I'll go. And like we had extra time before our like cooking class, and the store was
Mhm.
like 10 minutes away, so my friend was like, okay, we're gonna go. And this was already when we were like, maybe we'll do a crochet class. So
Yeah.
anyway, so I went, and I don't have that yarn with me because I basically packed carry on only for this 2-week adventure to New York and
Mm, mhm.
Madrid. And the one thing that I couldn't fit in my suitcase was one of the yarns that I ordered, that I bought. And so I put it in someone else's suitcase and she's going to ship it to me.
Nice.
But that one was a like made in Spain, 100% bamboo yarn. I got two. It was like a light purple. Maybe I'll have it by the next podcast, but I feel like it was important to talk about it now. But yeah, so don't have it to show.
Gorgeous.
But. And then when I was like looking at different stores, I saw this store called Badass Knitters, and I was like, I have to go here. I will pause and say, hi, Wild.
Hi, Wild.
Hope your all-skill shuffle is good.
Yeah, how was the all-skill shuffling? Welcome in, everybody. I'm Oat. I use she, her pronouns. I'm here with Chris.
Hi.
We are testing out Guest Star, which is a Twitch feature, but it's in beta. The Firefox version is like even more in beta, so we've had some stream difficulty. So if there's any like freezing or fuzziness, I'm very sorry. Hi, Shelby.
We'll blame Twitch.
But yeah, blame Twitch. And we are kind of getting to the end of our first edition of our knitting podcast, where we've been talking about things we've been working on. And right now we're in the middle of talking about yarn we've acquired recently. Hi, Aggie.
Aggie. And yeah, we're attempting to not cut off our sentences so that we can potentially
this might go on YouTube. Yeah, who knows?
Cut things. We'll see.
We'll see.
But yeah, so when I had looked at this knitting store, first of all, it was pretty close and like in the area of something else. Second of all, I looked at it and I was like, oh my God, they have like Sandnesgarn, they have Isagar, they had the petite knit, like not just like whatever like yarn, they had like the accessories, like the zippers for the zipper sweater. I don't think they had the project bag, but then they had like some of the like
the like straps
for the bags and stuff like that. And I was like, I have to go here. And so I was very overwhelmed when I walked in there. And
oh no.
Yeah. But like I had never seen Isagar in person. And they also had Noro Madara, and I was like, and they also had Silk Garden Solo, and they also had Sandnesgarn, which I do have a store near me that sells Sandnesgarn, so I wasn't as like, I must get this, but they did have the tweed, which I was like, oh, I want this.
Okay.
They had so many things. They had like the Isagar like Trio 1 or whatever, and I was like, do I get this? Like, oh my God, I was like, whoa. And I did contemplate getting a zipper for a future zipper sweater, but I was like, I don't know what length I would want. I don't know what color I'd want. So I was like, it's fine.
Yeah. True.
So, I've been wanting to make a halibut sweater.
Yes.
Yeah. And so Nicole like had made one recently, and literally she like posted a whip picture, and I was like, is that the halibut sweater? I've been wanting to make that. Like, oh my God. And I kind of was like, I'll only get yarn when I like want to make it, or if it like just pops up, because I was kind of contemplating getting some pre-order yarn, but I was like, no, I shouldn't. But it was right in front of me, so I ended up getting Isagar Jensen yarn. So well, I have all of them and it doesn't crinkle, so I guess I will hold it up. So I got Isagar Jensen in this gray color. It's the shade 42. That's what it's called here. So this is a 100% like pure new wool. So this is like definitely non-superwash, a lot more like woolly wool. And it's like 250 meters. So I think it's like DK weight-ish. And I think I'll be able to get gauge with it for halibut, hopefully. And then, so this is the main color. And then for the fish, I got just like, you know, typical, this is like a very simple color combo, I think, but I think it'll work really well. So if you're not familiar with the halibut, it's like a circular yoke color work, and it literally just has halibut fish on the top here, so and it's so cute.
I want to make one.
Yeah. So this is 0S, and yeah, I don't know. This is what I decided on, and I'm super, super excited about it. And like the other thing about it, like actually buying Isagar in Europe, like obviously like this is from Denmark, and I was in Spain, but still like I bought this plus like 3 crochet hooks, and I think it was like 100 euros, 110 euros.
Mhm.
Um, and I think when I checked my bank statement, it was like less than 120 USD,
Mhm.
which for a sweater quantity of like this, like getting this in the States would have been more
Yeah.
expensive than that.
Yeah.
So I was like pretty happy about that.
Yeah. No, that worked out really well.
And yeah, I didn't do any tax free while I was in Spain because I was too lazy, but I could have saved even
Mm.
more money if I did tax free.
Yeah.
So
The VAT
yeah.
tax thing or
I
whatever.
think I
Yeah.
probably would have saved like $20 total. So like I was like,
Mhm.
it's not worth it to stand in line.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and then I also got a really cute keep calm and cast on
Oh,
from the
cute.
store. This was
Love
free.
that.
I was like, I don't need a bag, like bosta, like no, whatever. I think that's how you
Mhm.
say it in Spanish. Which I was really confused by because in Spain there's like I'm used to like more like Mexican, like,
Mhm.
kind of Spanish because I grew
Spanish.
up in
Yeah.
Texas. And also I think just as Americans, that's like what we're more used to, and Spanish
Yeah.
accent is different. Anyway, I was like, I don't need a bag. But then she like held this up. I was like, oh, maybe I want that. So yeah.
That's funny. Very nice. I'm so excited for your halibut sweater. Nicole's looks so good, and
Yeah.
like I just yeah, I'm obsessed. Okay, this is my last acquisition, but like it's sort of oh, the crinkling. I mean, I'll tell you. Okay, so this is my reclaimed yarn. So I acquired this sweater. It's two-ply cashmere, 100% cashmere, at an estate sale some time ago. But until very recently, it's been in sweater form still. But I always kind of like had planned on like it was kind of one of those things where it was like, okay, this sweater is here and it's like literally $10 and it's like 100% cashmere. Like how could I like walk away from it? But so it's like this really pretty, oh, the color actually comes across. It's this really pretty pale yellow color.
Mm.
Um, and I mean, yeah, it's just two-ply cashmere, so I think it's like lace weight. Um, and it's yeah, it's very soft. So I like unraveled the sweater that I had to reclaim this yarn. Which like goes back to my earlier comments about like trying to be mindful of my consumption. I have like other thrifted sweaters that I want to like reclaim the yarn from as well so I can use it for things. But the thing with commercially knit sweaters is like usually the ribbing is harder to unravel. And then everything is like knit flat and then seamed together usually. So I did have to like cut into the ribbing and like it took me a while to find the end. And then once I finally did find the end, it was, like, better from there, but, that involved, like, cutting off the ribbing and, like, doing, like, a lot of, like, picking out of stitches and, like, tiny pieces of yarn, so, um, I think it's, like, 150 grams of
Ooh.
this
Hmm.
total, so, like, a decent amount. Let me double check. I didn't put how much, but I'm pretty sure it's like 150 grams in total. But you can see like some of the like pieces are like pretty small that I that I have. So I need to like still hank it and then soak the yarn to try to get out some of the like it's very ramen noodly at the moment because it has been like a knit sweater for most of its life. So yeah, but so I need to like soak it to try to like relax the fibers. But so I think that that is going to become I think it's the Augusta lace shawl
Gregoria. Oh
from
wait, no.
Gregoria
Oh, it is.
Fibers.
Okay.
I think so. Either that or the I think it's the Versailles scarf. Yeah, so there's the Versailles scarf that I really like from Juliette Picot Designs, or Juliette Williams, and then there's the Augusta lace scarf from Bella Helms. So both of those are just like little simple tiny scarves, which again, I'm trying to be in my tiny scarf era. And I think that I have enough with my like 150 grams, but there's like calculating I need to do about like grams per meters and whatever, or like meters per grams. Um, so I still have like a little bit of work to do before that yarn is like really ready to like become a project. But I think with the quantity I have, 150 grams, if I hold it double, 75 grams should be enough. 75 grams of like fingering weight, I guess, right? Because it's lace held double,
Mhm.
4-ply cashmere. Um, to make a little tiny scarf that I think would be really cute. I was hoping I would have enough to make like a tee. There's like this cabled t-shirt that I'm like really into, and I have like this very strong vision of it in like a pale yellow color. So the red yarn that I showed moments
Alpaca
ago.
silk.
Yeah, this
Mhm.
one I was like thinking because when I went to the yarn shop, I was like looking for like a pale yellow like summer fiber for this like cabled t-shirt. And so then I was like, well, this is like really pretty. But then like the more I thought about it, the more I was like, no, I'm really attached to my vision of like this pale yellow like um cabled t-shirt. So hopefully I am meeting Matcha next weekend.
Yes.
And we have plans to go to a yarn shop together. So, and the yarn shop carries Sandisgarn also. Hopefully it's open on Easter. We still have to check. But
Mhm.
there's a shade of yellow called Dusty Banana, I think.
Mm.
I think I'm pretty sure it's Sandisgarn. I saying dusty now I'm like, is that
Is
knitting
that
for
knitting for
all?
all? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure
No,
there's like a
Sanduskarn definitely has
Sandisgarn.
dusty
Like a
names.
yeah, like a pale yellow. Because also Florence from Handmade by Florence went through her whole, like, yellow jumper situation, so, like, she looked at a lot of, like, different yellow light yellow yarns. So anyways, that's my plan to acquire yarn, but, this I was originally hoping that this pale yellow yarn would become the cable t-shirt, but I don't think I have enough, so it's fine. We pivot, you know? But yeah, that is it for me for acquisitions.
Okay, well, we will go into my big one. I was gonna try to take everything out of the bag, but I feel like for emphasis, I must show you my whole Gudetama Bagu
Oh,
bag.
okay. I was expecting like a bigger bag, but
Okay,
it's a very
well,
cute bag.
thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah, as I've talked about a couple times, the Explore Knits and Fibers, one of my favorite dyers, it did a pop-up at La Mercerie, which is a yarn store on Bainbridge Island. I forgot to change my camera again. Let me re-show this with the big cam. Um,
Cute.
And so this is the second time that they were doing the pop-up. So last year, they came to La Mercerie for La Mercerie's fifth, fourth, sixth anniversary.
Mhm.
Um, saying I need more yarn. Always need more yarn. I got more yarn. Yeah, and they basically brought with them the Seattle collection,
Ooh.
which was a gorgeous collection of 6 tonals and 1 variegated color, all Seattle themed. When I went last year, I'm talking to the wrong place. When I went last year, I got there like 30 minutes to an hour early, and by the time I had like gone to shop, all the Seattle like main skeins were gone. So I had gotten like a mini set, and then
Mm.
I got the variegated skein. And I had a vision for like what I wanted. I wanted to make the double date sweater with a lot of tonals, which I ended up getting all at Flock. So I actually think that is what I'm going to cast on next. Actually, is that
Mhm.
double date sweater with the Seattle tonals that I got at Flock. And so I was like, not like, oh, what should I get this time? But I was kind of just like, oh, like I'm gonna go again, but like I don't need to get all the
Mhm.
Seattle tonos again. But then I kind of was like in this like gray purple era. I love purple. But I
Yeah.
feel like I didn't really like get the gray purple like tonal sweater last year vibe because I'm very much more a
Mm.
variegated person. But I think in the last year I've been like, oh, tonals are nice for like textures and stuff like that. And so I think I saw a lot of like sweaters from like different knitting podcasts and whatever in like these gray purples, and I was like, oh, that's gorgeous. And you know what? There's a Seattle tonal called Squim. That is a gray purple. So that was my main thing that I was like, I want to get this at the pop-up. So I'll show that in a sec. But the other thing is this year they added two more like new colors to the collection called Olympic National Park and Bainbridge Island. So those were both variegated colors, and I was like,
Cute.
first of all, I love Olympic, and also I love purple, I love green, and the green was gorgeous. So long story short, I mean, not long story short, but yeah, I got both of them. We'll show it off now. But I have to find it first because it's not very organized in here. Okay, I don't need to show off all the skeins of this. Or do I? I guess for emphasis.
For emphasis, yeah.
Okay. So, I did indeed get my Squim skeins, and I think I actually got like the last. Man, my lighting is a little bit warm right now, so it's showing a little warmer, but only just a little bit. This is very much a gray purple.
So pretty.
Okay, it's not terrible. Closer is better. But yeah, so this is on the Earthy DK base, which is non-superwash, 100% merino. 100% non-superwash merino, 246 yards for 100 grams. And I want to make the Alvar pullover by Starry Nordland.
Yes.
Yes.
Wait, that's the one that's like
it's textured.
It's sort of like the Ingrid pullover situation.
Yeah. Yes. Honestly, like I probably would have wanted to make the
one.
storm sweater. But I've heard like kind of mixed things about the pattern. And I've also, heard that too. Yeah. And I like love the way the Alvar pullover looks as well, but it's similar where it's just like textured, where there's like sections of different texture. And I was like,
yes. No, that's gonna be so good.
Yeah. But also at the same time, I'm like, should I make a cardigan instead? Like a textured cardigan? But I don't know. We'll see. We'll figure it out. But that is the plan currently. We'll see if it changes. The sweater quantity I've mentioned before of dusk, I was also originally thinking Alvar pullover for that, but it's like a darker purple, and so I feel like it would look better in this like slightly lighter more gray one. So we'll see. And then next, the other thing that I knew I wanted to get was some of Olympic, but I was like, I need to see it in person first to decide. And so once I saw it in person, I was like, I'm gonna get two things. Ooh. So I got two skeins on the Earthy Sock, which is also non-superwash merino, but it's the fingering weight version. And it's so gorgeous and so like blendy on here.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. And so I want to make a tee. I'm thinking one of the Ozetta tee patterns, like maybe the Air tee or the Harvest tee or something, but we'll see. Oh, and like Tori Knits is also like coming out with a Skyline tee soon. And I'm like, maybe that, but it's gonna be a tee. And then I was like, but I love it on the superwash as well, so I had to get it on the 80/20 Denali sock base, and you can see the same colorway, but this is non-superwash. Okay, the skeins don't look that different in real life, but they're looking these two are looking so different, but it's just the lighting. Different. Yeah. In real life, it doesn't look like that. It's just the lighting. But yeah, and then this is on the superwash base. And so yeah, socks or beanie, because I have North Cascades National Park from last year in Denali sock as well. So I was thinking maybe like two beanies for it. We'll see. I just had to have it. And then I also got Bainbridge Island on the superwash base. So pretty. I think some of the purple is washing out in this lighting right now. But it's very, very pretty as well. Also on the superwash base. So I'm thinking either socks, or I have the mini set of the Seattle tonals from last year, and I'm like, maybe it'll look good with this. But this also might be too variegated, and for my personal opinion for striping with those ones. So we'll have to see. And so that's what I got my initial order, and then kind of walked around the store. I should have realized that I needed to get the Durero Naturo there, but it's fine. And then as my friend was checking out, I saw that they had, this is not yarn, but it is an acquisition. They have this Coco Knits Fuzz Off comb, and I don't have any
cute.
D-pillars
Yeah.
yet, so I was like, okay, I'll just like get it and try it. So
Yeah.
it's a D-pillar, but like smaller, so I feel like it seems
Mhm.
less intense.
Mhm.
So yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Nice.
And then we like went outside, we were chatting with a couple of people, we met a lot of people, it was so much fun. And then we like went back in to see what yarn, because basically at the pop-up you like waited in line outside. Also, that was really fun, I didn't talk about it, but we went on the 7:30 a.m. ferry, something like that. So we got there way earlier this year. The pop-up started at 11, we got there around like 8. But it was so much fun because it was a beautiful day in Seattle, so gorgeous.
Aww.
And we were just like sitting on the steps and like knitting and chatting with everyone. It was so much fun. And I met a lot of people. I mentioned earlier about like helical knitting. So the person who made the Instagram tutorial on like different helical knitting steps was also there. And I was like, wait, are you the yeah, so that was cool. Fun. And then, yeah, so I like went outside, we were like chatting. Oh yeah, also I met someone, which like I met this person at Flock. We were in line together at EKF. And then I also met this person at Sacred Sheep because she was volunteering there. And then she was also here, and we discovered that we were from the same hometown.
Oh, that's so funny.
Wild. Yeah. Anyway, so we like went back outside, chatted a little bit, and then we're like, okay, like we gotta go back in. Oh yeah, this is what I was talking about. When you like walked in originally, they would have a table that just had one of every yarn out, and then you would ask the La Mercerie employees for what you wanted. But then after like the whole line died down and they like had less yarn, then they took away that table and just like you could browse on the shelf for like what's actually left. And so I was like, oh my god, I can't believe there's still squim left. So I got squim on Denali sock as well. So this is superwash base, again showing up way more warm on camera. Maybe actually this is better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It looks pretty icy.
Yeah. Definitely more cool toned here. But I was like, you know, this is literally my first ever tonal sock yarn skein. Focus.
Yeah.
No, it's gonna focus on my face. That's the problem. And yeah, so this is gonna be socks. And it's actually tonal, so it'll be some like textured cabled thing.
Yeah.
And then one more, I promise. Well, kind of. I had also toyed with the idea of getting Pike Place for like a cami or a bralette or something like that. And I don't like red, personally. I don't really like wearing red. Orange is my least favorite color, but I do love some shades of orange, like the Spice Peach and whatever. But like just like traffic cone orange, I think is one of the ugliest colors.
Okay, sure.
But and I don't wear a lot of red, but sometimes I've been like craving red, especially like for like Chinese New Year and everything. So I was like, okay, whoa, this shows up so bright on camera. It is pretty bright. It is pretty bright. And so this is called Pike Place.
Cute.
Which is it's an orangey red, but it's not super orangey. Yeah. It's just like it has a hint of orange, but it shows up orange on camera. I promise it's not orange. Okay, that's a little bit better.
Like tomato soup core.
Yeah. That was really unexpected. Yeah, it's like literally glowing on camera. Yeah, this definitely looks better over here. Right here is just blowing out a lot of my colors. But yeah, so I'm gonna make like a top in this. And hopefully like I'll be able to wear it in, like on Chinese New Year in the future and stuff like that. So
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Love.
Cute. Time to go over everything I missed while I was AFK. Yeah, we'll just do it again. No, there will be a VOD and maybe an edited VOD as well. It is very bright. Also, yeah, in case you've never been to Seattle or you don't know, Pike Place is probably the biggest tourist destination in Seattle, and they have 2 signs on either side that say Pike Place Market, and it's in this reddy orange color. So match that.
Cute.
And then my last thing to talk about, so there. Okay, this is like kind of future plans, but I had shopped the EKF monochrome collection, which had launched January, I think. And in there, I bought yarn for a pressed flowers cardigan. But there was also other EKF yarn that I was like, I feel like this would look really pretty with it. And I mean, I haven't gotten my monochrome yarn yet, so I'm not positive. but I still wanted the Iceland yarn. And so the week before the La Mercerie pop-up was Rose City Yarn Crawl in Portland. And the EKF brought the Iceland collection to Rose City Yarn Crawl. However, I was in Madrid, so I couldn't go. But I found someone who was looking for a shopper in La Mercerie. And I was like, oh, I could pick up something for you from La Mercerie if you pick up something for me in Rose City Yarn Crawl. We're like, oh, like, let's do a trade. And so we agreed. And actually, like, at the time, I didn't realize this, but we ended up getting the exact same number of skeins that were the same price point, which was, like, super convenient. I, like, didn't have to do any payment. I was like, yeah, I paid tax and you didn't, but, like, it's fine. Like, so we didn't have to, like, do any payment exchange, which was nice. But so they wanted 3 skeins of Snoqualmie, which is, like, a tonal dark green. So gorgeous. I also have it. And so they got that. And then from them, I got Stroker Geyser on Rocky's DK, which I feel like there's a lot of times where you, like, get yarn in person, you're like, oh, like, that looks either, like, different or, like, even better than I expected. But with this color in particular, there were just, like, not a lot of pictures of it, so I couldn't quite figure out what it was gonna look like, but I knew that, like, it had shades that I really liked. I like purple, and so this was the color I was thinking that, like, would look so pretty as the contrast color in the pressed flowers, even though I got Avenoir and Drift, so 2, like, a darker purple and a lighter purple from the monochrome collection, but I was like, but what if this, right? Anyway, so I literally opened it, and I think this was the first time that I looked at yarn, and I was like, oh my god. It's so gorgeous and
It's
so watercolory.
Yeah.
I've never been to Iceland. I really want to go, but it's inspired by the geyser there. And if you look at the picture, like, you can really see it, like, with the like the orangey, like, streaks here, and then, like, the icier lighter blue that's still, like, very toned down, and then, like, this, like, kind of purpley browny gray-ish there. It looks fantastic next to my nails. Oh my god, it really does. And yeah, so, and then maybe, yeah, so this shows it less warm, which is more accurate color wise.
That's so pretty.
Yeah, and so I got this, and oh my god, it's so gorgeous. I still need to see it next to Avenoir to really decide if I want to use it as the contrast for pressed flowers, but
yeah,
love it. Okay,
that's beautiful.
That's all of my acquisitions.
Yay!
We made it.
Oh my gosh, we did it. Oh, okay, 3 hours. Not too bad.
Not too bad.
I feel like.
I wonder, like, if we, like, crop it, like, what it would be.
Yeah.
Maybe like 2?
Should we do an outro?
We should. Okay. I feel like a lot of other... Sorry, I interrupted you. But I feel like a lot of podcasts will, like, talk about, like, personal life and whatever. But I feel like we've been talking about it throughout it.
Yeah, it kind of was interwoven.
Yeah.
You know. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. That was episode 1 of our yet-to-be-named yarn podcast. You can check us out on Twitch. I am Oatmeal1 on Twitch.
And I am Chrysanthemum.
And we hope we'll see you next time.
Yeah. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Okay, well, I feel like our outro was great for YouTube. Okay. I don't know about everything else.
Yeah.
Thank you. Wow.
It was good. It was fun. Thanks also for all the follows. I did drink water, Zeldikins, when you redeemed water.
Oh, thanks for the follows. Yeah, sorry, I didn't have my activity feed up. I normally have that as a doc in OBS, but not right now, I guess.
Yeah, no, that was fun. It's just, like, hard to do, like, active listening face for, like, that, you know, like, while you're talking. I'm like, focus, sit up straight, smile. No.
I really should have my knitting next time, I think. And more water. My water bottle wasn't full when I started, when we started, but I was like, we're already taking long to set up percent. So.
I know, yeah. Yeah, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, was thinking about having knitting, but like my sort of most active project is my Laulu shawl.
Mm,
And I was like, I don't want to be like trying to follow the chart while
yeah.
I'm like also trying to listen to the podcast. So
I could have worked on my Sophie shawl, but it's okay.
um
I
yeah.
have to clean up now.
I know. I have like a disaster next to me.
Yeah.
And I'm starving also.
I ate before this. I like completely ignored a text from a friend who I'm meeting after this. She was like, "What time do you want to go?" And I was like, "I don't have time to respond to this."
I know, yeah, we're meeting some friends tonight, and so we have to like eat dinner and head out.
Yeah. I got to make
But
some
yeah,
returns.
yeah. But we're hoping to do this quarterly, so our next installment would be end of June.
June. Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, I think this was a lot of fun and it like went well. I don't know. Maybe next time we'll see like about guest star on Firefox or like just being in a Discord call or
Yeah.
something. But yeah.
Yay.
Yay.
It
Yeah.
worked out well. Yeah, and then also if I have more setup time, I might like put borders
Yeah.
around these just because I feel
Yeah.
like because I use like a more backgroundy background.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I could fix
Um
up my scenes a little bit
yeah.
and maybe yeah. But it's just like the guest star thing in my browser is like fine. And then
Yeah.
in OBS, it like looks really like grainy. And
Yeah,
so
me too.
I don't know
It is what
what
it is.
the deal with that is. But anyways, should we find someone to raid?
Yeah. Also, yes, S, please get the
Yes,
photos. It
photos.
would look so good. Um, let's see. I know Colette's live. I know Mika's live.
Mika's
I
live.
know
Yeah.
Oat's live.
Oh my gosh, Chris is live.
Oh my gosh. Should we raid Mika?
Yeah, let's raid Mika.
Our other fiber friend?
Yay.
Yay. Okay. Yeah, so we're gonna raid Mika. She is playing On Guard, which I thought she already played, but I think she played the demo of. Perhaps. I don't know, but it's like a fencing game, which is pretty great and pretty on brand for like our vibes. So yeah, so we're gonna head over there. Okay, I'm gonna start the raid. If you're in Oat's chat, and also my chat, I guess, you can use her raid call. I don't have one. So yeah. And thanks everyone for hanging and just like
Yeah.
chilling with us and interjecting.
Yeah.
It's so much easier to do this live than
Yeah. Yeah.
why
For
would we
sure.
ever record anything? That's not like us.
I know. It's really not. We both have Discord servers if you didn't know. Come
Oh,
hang
yes.
out, show us your knitting or pet pics or whatever. Um yeah. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. See you next
Yay! See
time.
ya! Alright, I'm gonna hit raid.
Yep.
Like, stop stream. Is that gonna end?